FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, the Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, it's Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, a matchup of the two current wild card holders in the Eastern Conference. Both teams looking to further their playoff ambitions as the Bruins match up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Great to have you with us. Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. Well, the Bruins kicked off the final 10 games of the regular season with a victory over the Minnesota Wild yesterday at TD Garden, jumping out to the lead just 61 seconds into the game and never surrendered it, eventually securing a 6-3 win. That gives the Bruins 90 points on the season, combined with some help around the league, has Boston 4 points clear of any of the teams currently chasing for a playoff spot right now. They're 3 points ahead of this Columbus Blue Jackets team, who's currently the second wild card. For Marco Sturm, yesterday's win enjoyable from start to finish.
Felt good for 60 minutes. Felt good our first shift right away. Our guys did a really good job. The Minton line kept the puck in the zone. Stuff we talked about starting yesterday, today, pre-scout. So they delivered right away. So I agree. It was a complete 60 minutes effort, and that's why everyone brought something to the table. They could be a fight, could be assists, could be goals, whatever it is. Sway, net, outstanding again. So that's who we are, and that's what I like the most.
One of the more complete games that they've played all year, especially through the first couple periods. They got away from it a little bit in the third by taking a couple of penalties, getting himself down 5-on-3, but a lot of the things they did yesterday are the things that they're trying to do and they're trying to implement into their game. I mean, it's they were connected all over the ice, whether it was breakouts, whether it was a forecheck, whether it was a neutral zone. Yeah, there were breakdowns here and there, but most of it was really good, and it's the way that they want to play, and the fact that Marco Sturm and his staff could use all 4 lines, all 6 defensemen, and count on all of them to do the job. I mean, that was a good game against a good team. And if you're going to win in the playoffs, if you're going to be in the playoffs, that's the type of game you have to play. Now they got to duplicate it, right? I mean, it's as well as great as yesterday was. I mean, it means nothing if we come out and lay an egg here today. And they're trying to come off. Columbus trying to come off a loss of their own to San Jose yesterday. They didn't like the way they played. They didn't have the energy. We've seen that from the Bruins this year, where you just don't have it. Do you know, Brian? I'm sure you already know this, but the last 4 regulation losses that the Bruins have are against non-playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, Nashville's in the playoffs now, but that was one of them.
They weren't close to it. They
weren't when you played them, right? When you look at it, right? Philadelphia, Nashville, San Jose, Toronto. They're all regulation losses to teams that are out of the playoffs. They can dial up the focus when they need to, and they have. And they got another playoff team here today against Columbus. So we'll see what both teams coming off back-to-backs. I mean, both teams played yesterday, same time. Bruins had to travel, but I don't think that should matter at this time of year. This is, it's kind of a sense of urgency here for Columbus. I expect them to be good here today on home ice.
Well, speak about sense of urgency. Jeremy Swayman's going to start for the second game in a row. Only the second time in his career he's done that on back-to-back days.
I'm not surprised. I thought, though, that the start that Korpisalo had in Buffalo would get him today's game.
I thought so, too.
Former team. The way he played well. I thought that would get him the start here, but it just goes to show we're down to it right now. But when you look at the big picture, right? If you look at Jeremy Swayman's numbers this year and how many games he's played, where would you have said, what's the ideal number for Jeremy Swayman? 55?
Somewhere in that ballpark.
50 to 55?
Right.
Well, let's just start 50.
Yeah.
So he's right there. There's only 9 games left. He's right there. He's right in that number. So if you've been managing that number through a lot of the season because you might need it later, he's right where he should be.
And as Marco Sturm pointed out, he played on Tuesday against Toronto, didn't play Wednesday, so he had 3 days off before this weekend. So he says he's well rested, feels comfortable starting him here in the back-to-back.
He played back-to-back every college game he ever had. So, and he played him in Providence. So
it's been 5 years since the last time he did it, but he'll do it here today. Meanwhile, yesterday, another massive day for the line of Pavel Zacha, Victor Arvidsson, and Casey Middlestat. Zacha, 2 goals. Arvidsson, a goal and an assist. Middlestat had 3 assists in that game. Marco Sturm said yesterday should remind us that Middlestat is a big part of that line's success.
Casey's almost a forgotten guy, right? We always talk about Arvi, about his drive to the net. I think Pav is like in between. He can drive, but he can also make plays. And what I like about, even if you looked at that first goal there, even with peaks, Casey was going through the goalie's eyes. It's the combination again. And when you talk about entries, I think that's what they bring, and they actually switch it up too, so that makes them so dangerous. But now they know each other. I think that's one thing they're good at it now. They just, they're comfortable, they talk a lot, and also they know where everyone is at in any point of the game.
They're so good. They're at the top of their game right now, all 3 of them. I felt bad. I didn't feel bad. I mean, Middlestat, he should have been one of the 3 stars yesterday. He wasn't, because you got to pick 3.
Yeah.
You can't pick 4 or 5.
There should be a group award for the 3 of them.
Pastrnak, he was driving it right from the first shift of the game. And he had the great assist on Arvidsson goal in the second period. But Middlestat had a really good game in that one. Zacha had 2 goals. Arvidsson had a goal. They were all involved, offensively, and the way that they played it. It just, when that line's out there, you've got a quiet confidence about them, because you can count on them at both ends of the ice. And that's an area that, for the most part, they've been really good at. They complement each other really well right now. Arvidsson hit a crossbar in the 3rd period yesterday, flying through the middle. Zacha, when he's hitting the net, he's effective. And Middlestat's making plays. That line is fun to watch right now, and hopefully they can keep it going.
Well, one other lineup note other than Swayman getting the start today, it'll be Mason Lohrei who draws out. He's dealing with an upper body injury day-to-day. Marco Sturm told us a few minutes ago. So Henry Jokiharju will take Lohrei's spot in the lineup. One other off-ice note from the Bruins this morning. They announced they signed goalie Max Lundgren to a 1-year entry-level contract for next season. The 23-year-old led Merrimack to a Hockey East Tournament championship recently, including 49 saves in the title game, played every game this season for the Warriors. So MVP. He joins the organization. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including John Cooper, hoping for better starts from his team.
We can't keep making a habit of this. We've been extremely fortunate because we've gotten like 6 out of 8 points in those games.
Bob will chat with Bruins head coach Marco Sturm.
It's always up to us now. I think that's the biggest message now. Of course, we have to focus on other teams, but at the end of the day, it's in our control.
And up next, we'll preview today's opponent, the Columbus Blue Jackets, here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
So I'm running late for a hugely important meeting. Of course, traffic is bad. And then I got rear-ended. The timing was inconvenient. But I have to say, safety insurance made the claims process unbelievably convenient. I simply uploaded pics of my car. The claims adjuster sent me back an estimate. I even got the money to cover the repair digitally. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms conveniently.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
The Shaw's and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
10 seconds left. Adam Fantilli brings it up the ice. Little head fake, crosses in, goes left side. Marchment tried to come across the ice. It didn't get through, and time expires here this afternoon with the Blue Jackets losing.
Back here in Columbus as the Bruins get ready for their second meeting of the year with the Blue Jackets. Columbus at 87 points, dropped into the second wild card slot in the East. 1 point ahead of Ottawa and Detroit for the final playoff spot. 3 points behind the Bruins, who are in the top wild card spot. They're also within striking distance of the Islanders and Penguins, who are in second and third place in the Metro Division. So a lot going on here for Columbus. Head coach Rick Bowness, of course, took over here in mid-January. The team took off 19-5-4 during his tenure, but 3 of those 5 regulation losses have come in their last 4 games, including a 3-2 loss to San Jose here yesterday.
We didn't have our legs. As simple as that. We just didn't have our legs. And what these guys have to learn is when you don't have your legs, you try to simplify the game a little bit. And even though we didn't have our legs, we're still trying to make plays that just weren't there. They had their legs. Give them credit. They played a fast game. We were caught in between all night. And I know why we didn't have our legs. The execution, we'll address that, but we'll have to bounce back tomorrow.
Yeah, Bones has pushed a lot of the right buttons since he's been here. My first pro coach back in 1989-90. That's a long time ago, I know, but Portland, Maine, my first pro coach. And Marco Sturm actually talked a little bit about Rick Bowness. He had him in Vancouver as an assistant, but really popular guy, good person. He's pushed a lot of the right buttons. There were some that have questioned a little bit of their schedule and their schedule management here recently. They got back from Montreal on Thursday night, really late at night. They had a customs issue, and they got back into Columbus really late. They practiced Friday and then played yesterday, and they didn't have their legs. So not saying that's the reason, just saying that's what it was. That's a fact. And some were questioning, should they have even gotten on the ice on Friday, just taking the day off and got ready for Saturday. But then you got back-to-back 5 o'clock games, so you want to get some practice time in there somehow, some way. So regardless of what the issue was, they didn't have their legs yesterday against San Jose, hoping to be a much better team here today against the Bruins.
And, of course, so much swirling around them as they try and get into the playoffs after a 5-year drought here in Columbus. Bowness says the Blue Jackets can't get caught up in that, just have to focus on today.
We're going to push through tomorrow. The finish line will take care of itself. Our focus right now is on the Boston Bruins. We'll deal with the Bruins tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
That's all you can do, right? I mean, the cliche is overused, but it's one game at a time. That's all you can do is concentrate on it today. You can't control what happens. They got Carolina back-to-back this week.
Yeah.
Home and home. That's going to be a tough one for them. You got the Bruins today. That's all you can do is control today. And everybody's schedule is tough. We just talked about the Bruins, and everybody says, well, how hard their schedule is. Well, they're beating all the teams that are in the playoffs. Right. They're losing the teams that are not in the playoffs. So I don't care what the schedule says and what the records of teams are. It's how you're playing at the time. Is there a sense of urgency there? I didn't see a sense of urgency from Minnesota yesterday.
No.
I give the Bruins full credit, but I didn't see a sense of urgency from Minnesota. They're in third place in the Central. That's where they're going to end up. So, like they really can't go anywhere. They want to win games, sure, but they want to be healthy when the playoffs start as well. So it's not really based on where the teams are when you play them. It's more based on A, what you do, how you handle the situation, and then B, where a team is. And that's why I expect today to be a really good game because of the urgency on Columbus' side.
Here's today's Catches Law injury report. As we told you earlier, Mason Lohrei going to miss today's game, an upper body injury that's been lingering, so he's going to sit this one out. Day to day was the word from Marco Sturm. Injury report brought to you by Catches Law, the official law firm of the Boston Bruins. They've won over $3 billion for their clients. When you're injured and can't work, turn to Catches Law. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com, schedule a free consultation today. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah! Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Does your home need a new roof? Get a free estimate today from Connell Roofing, the leading Massachusetts roofing company. Book your estimate today. Head to ConnellRoofing.com now.
Quality and professionalism every single time.
The college basketball madness is here, and the Brook Casino is your ultimate viewing and betting destination. With New Hampshire's biggest video wall at 150 feet, you won't miss a single play. Enjoy all the action in the Brook's modern Vegas-style DraftKings Sportsbook with lounge seating and delicious food for you and your friends. Just over the border, exit 1 off 95 in Seabrook, New Hampshire. Go to livefreeandplay.com to plan your visit. Don't miss out on any of the college basketball madness. Go to livefreeandplay.com.
The winter snow is melting fast and causing basements to flood. Is your current sump pump in need of a replacement? At Super Service today, they specialize in dry basement solutions, including high-performance sump pumps, dual pump systems with battery backup and alarm, and even full interior drainage systems designed to keep water out of your home permanently. Day or night and always done right. Call Super Service today.
Get it done. Get it done right. Get it done right away. Call superservicetoday.com.
The game is on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox fell to the Reds in the rubber game of their series today out in Cincinnati. Eugenio Suarez, the big home run for the Reds to give Cincinnati the 3-2 win. Red Sox will now head for a series in Houston. Celtics have a big one tonight on the road against the surging Charlotte Hornets. You can hear that game on 105.7 WROR to start. They'll transition to 98.5 at the conclusion of the Bruins game. Coverage with Grandy and Max will begin with pregame at 5:30. And the Final Four on the line today in the NCAA tournament. Michigan and Tennessee first up. Tennessee absolutely throttled by the Wolverines. So Michigan will head to the Final Four. That'll be followed by the marquee UConn tipping against Duke. Hey, Bruins fans, now's the time to lock in your group outing for the Bruins 2026-27 season. Place a $200 deposit and secure priority access for your group when tickets go on sale this summer. Whether you're hosting clients, planning a night out with family and friends, or taking part in one of our youth hockey experiences, you can bring your group to TD Garden and save on box office prices. Visit bostonbruins.com/groups to place your deposit. I'm Mark Dundare. Brian and Bob will take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Check out the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, all from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.49% APR on a 2026 Pilot, a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport or 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program. shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a hometown hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Check out CCL Homescapes for your Anderson 400 Series windows and doors for your next project. Anderson is the #1 trusted window and door brand. CCL, your go-to supplier for Anderson 400 Series windows and doors. Visit us online or come and see us in person in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Blue Jackets coming up from Columbus as we go around the NHL. Some stunning news just minutes ago. The Vegas Golden Knights announced they have fired Bruce Cassidy and hired John Tortorella as their new head coach with 8 games to go in the regular season.
They've been struggling. I mean, they have really been struggling. And I love Bruce. I mean, he was great to us. When I covered when he was coaching here in Boston, the word was he was tough on guys when things weren't going well, and things are not going well in Vegas right now. They expect to be a Stanley Cup contender. That Pacific Division is a complete mess, and it's completely wide open.
Right.
Because it's a mess. Because the teams aren't playing up to their expectations. Curious to see where he ends up, because he will be an NHL coach very soon again. I'll just throw it out there, Los Angeles.
They have an interim coach right now.
They have an interim coach right now, and they expect to make the playoffs. I'm curious where that goes. I mean, that's Pete DeBoer's still out there. He's highly regarded. He hasn't coached this year at all. I think that part of that was maybe by choice. But when Los Angeles fired Hiller, they had DJ Smith come in as the interim coach, and that's a team that expects to make the playoffs, and they're right on the cusp. They're right there in the Pacific Division.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised, but unless he wants to take some time off and relax and reorganize, but I don't think he'll be out of a job for long.
8-15-4 since mid-January in Vegas. So, things obviously haven't been headed in the right direction. They want to be competing for a Stanley Cup. Is John Tortorella the guy to get them there? That's an interesting hire. We will step aside here. We'll hear from Marco Sturm when we return in Columbus on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Tired of repainting your home every 5 years? I'm Matt. I'm Pat, owners of Rhino Shield of New England. Traditional paint just doesn't hold up to New England weather. Rhino Shield is a ceramic coating, a long-term alternative to paint.
It looks like paint, but it's proven to resist chipping and cracking, and it's so durable that we back every job with a 25-year warranty.
Learn why your neighbors are switching to Rhino Shield. Visit our website today and get 15% off New England's most durable paint.
Don't paint, don't vinyl,
go Rhino.
Nobody handed parents a manual for raising kids with smartphones, but we're learning something important. Heavy social media use can affect kids' sleep, confidence, and mental health, and simply banning it isn't realistic. What parents can do is learn how to guide kids toward a healthier balance. The Cars for Kids parenting blog offers practical advice for parents to help their children succeed in a digital world. Visit carsforkids.org/parenting. That's carsforkids.org/parenting, because smart kids need informed parents.
All right, we're talking sports here with John Anzalone. John, Sox fans still think they lack pitching. What do you think?
You want to talk about great pitching? Check this out.
Lease a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 for $235 a month, or a new 2026 Chevy Traverse for $389 a month.
Wow, John, that is a pitch. hot takes, hot deals. You're in mid-season form.
I got a lot left in the tank, Mike.
Impressive as always. Until next time, that's John Anzalone. And remember, get Liberty for less. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Felger here. Soon winter will fade and the spring thaw will begin. But the damage done to your roof, that stays. Call East Coast Metal Roofing at 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com and upgrade to a permanent metal roof. Designed for New England weather, guaranteed for life, and backed by that lifetime transferable warranty. Right now, during their Spring into Savings event, Sports Hub listeners receive 10% off the cost of a new roof and no payments and no interest for 1 full year with approved credit. But you got to tell them I sent you, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com. East Coast Metal Roofing, your lifetime roofing solution.
Hit 98.5thesportshub.com.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety.
Marco, you get set to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets today. Another big game. They're all big games, right? Every time you get a team fighting for playoff spots. And just if we can go back to last night, how satisfying it was to see your team just kind of dialed in with a lot of the details that you need to have in order to win hockey games.
Yeah, for sure. And it was nice to see, and it felt great right from the start. And that was a message today, that every time we had that spark in our eyes, and the start we had last night, even against Buffalo, we came out really, really good. Even in the second and third period, that just showed me we were ready to go. And when we are that way, we're tough to beat. So we just got to make sure we're going to continue to do that.
I know special teams are something different, but 5-on-5, you've been pretty happy with your team's game. What did you like most 5-on-5 with your team's game just yesterday?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big believer of the game without the puck. I just try to focus on that, being good spots, being very supportive. But when we have it, I want to play fast. But you got to get that job done first in order to get the puck and in order to play fast. And I think guys getting it and guys getting a lot of opportunities out of it. And I think the next step now is we actually keep pucks in the O-zone. I think we done yesterday probably the best all year, keeping pucks in the O-zone and protecting pucks and keeping pucks alive and spending actually a lot of time in the other team's zone, and they give us a couple goals there. So a lot of good things happen. We've been working on it for a while, and for me as a coach, it's great to see. For any coach, it's great to see when you have something in mind and now we can see it on the ice.
How important is it for you as a coach, knowing how condensed the schedule is, how difficult the schedule is, but you were able to use all 6D, all 4 lines yesterday? I know you got in a little penalty trouble in the third, but to be able to use everybody and to have faith in everybody.
Yeah, I do, and I don't know, always been that way. I am a 4-line guy. I trust everyone. I trust my young kids. As long as they give it back to me, I'm okay with it. And all year long they did it, and for me, there's no need to change now. And if I feel like I have to tighten it up, I will. But other than that, I like us fresh. The way I want to play, you need fresh legs, and I want to get everyone going. And especially like you said, in a schedule like this, I think it's just helping us.
You guys always use the term connected. If you're connected, you're feeling good about your team. It seemed like connected was a good word to use yesterday, whether it was defensive zone, making passes, or the outlets, or breakouts, neutral zone, offensive zone, for the most part. Yeah. Not always perfect, but a lot there.
Yeah, no, it's, there was one of those games where we felt pretty damn good. Yeah. And we felt it behind the bench. The guys felt it on the ice, and that's great to see. Against probably one of the best teams in the league. So I think that hopefully helps us. We can beat anyone in this league, and it's always up to us now. I think that's the biggest message now. Of course, we have to focus on other teams, but at the end of the day, it's in our control. And we could see the other side too if we face a team like Toronto, where we didn't have that spark in our eyes and we didn't have our legs. goes the other way too. So that's something we didn't have too many games, thank God, but also, you know, when we're on our game, it's pretty damn good.
Okay, Columbus today. They're in a playoff spot. You took care of business the first game out of the Olympic break against them. What has made them, or what's helped them turn their game around? I know Rick Bona's behind the bench, obviously, but what has helped them turn the game around?
Yeah, no, I gotta piggyback on you. Bones is the guy. I had him as a
I was gonna say,
Vancouver, yeah.
Okay.
He's what a great man. No surprise. So he's the main guy. But no, they it's a good hard-working group. A lot of skill. Good offense, and I feel like their D is always in attack mode, especially with the guy Werenski. Like, these guys are very, very dangerous. And again, similar a little bit like yesterday. I feel like with Hughes and those guys, the upper rush, you always got to know where they're at, but they don't want to play down low. So, for us, it was the same message.
Down low in their own zone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for us, will be the same message like we had yesterday. Keep it in there as much as we can, because we know they can be really dangerous.
Appreciate it, Marco. Good luck here today. That's head coach Marco Sturm. Bruins Blue Jackets next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Last night at TD Garden, it was another big challenge for the Bruins and another big win as they look to secure a playoff spot. Hughes knocked it off his stick, but Middlestat takes it right from there. 3:12 to play. Turns and fires and scores! And the Bruins make it a 2-goal game once again. Zacha tipped it in on the way. Now they head back on the road to Columbus to face another opponent in the thick of the wild card race with 9 games to go. The Bruins and Blue Jackets coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Across to Esposito, a shot. Bang! Yeah, Neely. Wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores. And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catcher's Law.
Great glove stand by Chambers. Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop of the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, The Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score. A penalty shot for Raymond Gort. David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're in Columbus as the Bruins get ready to take on the Blue Jackets for the second time this season. Boston coming off a big win at home yesterday. How do they keep things rolling today?
Well, I mean, if you can bottle up what you did yesterday and apply it today, then I like your chances. It's, can you do that? Can you be consistent with that? We've seen it all year. It's not a perfect formula. I mean, there's not every team, most teams go through it. That's why you've got everybody bunched up right now fighting for a playoff spot. It's hard to duplicate. When you play a really good game, can you follow it up with another one? That's the situation they're in right now. Columbus trying to bounce back from what they said was a rough game yesterday against the San Jose Sharks. They didn't like the way that they played against San Jose. Didn't like their energy level. Didn't like their legs in that one. So they're looking to bounce back, and they're going to have a sense of urgency today. I expect it to be a really good hockey game here today.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Face-off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Here's another key to why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Free lifetime flat repair. It doesn't matter if it's on a Town Fair tire or not. Town Fair Tire will provide a repair on any car tire you own free of charge. Go to townfairtire.com to see more key reasons why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Care for a Truck Month trivia contest, Sam?
Oh, you know I can't resist, Hank.
Okay, fact. Truck Month happens only once a year.
Fact, it's the best time to buy a new Ford truck.
Fact. Ford F-Series is the best-selling lineup of trucks in America for 49 years.
Fact, America loves Ford Truck Month.
Fact. I agree with that fact.
Based on 1977 to 2025 CY Industry reported total sales. Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Back here in Columbus as the Bruins get ready to take on the Blue Jackets. Only other time these teams have met so far this year was the first game coming out of the Olympic break. Bruins won that one 4-2 back in late February. Boston will be back here in Columbus 2 weeks from today for the final meeting of the regular season. Time for our national anthem, presented by Mass Mutual, planning and protection on and off the ice. We take you down to ice level as the colors being presented and ready to sing along here as they welcome in a couple of U.S. Army specialists here for their military welcome
and now,
as well.
The Star Spangled Banner, please welcome Mr. Leo Welsh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Here in Columbus, getting set for the opening face-off here tonight between the Blue Jackets and the Bruins. We'll look at our starting lineups. In goal for Columbus is Jet Greaves. On defense, the pairing of Ivan Provorov and Denton Mateychuk. And up front, Mason Marchment, Adam Fantilli, and Kirill Marchenko. For the Bruins, they'll start Jeremy Swayman back-to-back nights. Hampus Lindholm, Henry Jokiharju, your defenseman. And up front, Casey Middlestat, Pavel Zacha, and Victor Arvidsson. The starting lineup is brought to you by Big Y, celebrating 90 years. It's not just our anniversary, it's yours too. You're the Y.
Well, I'm awake. How about you?
How about the cannon? There we go.
First 5 minutes are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Che Fortunato of Billerica, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Che wins a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com.
That catch you by surprise?
Always.
They usually do it when they come on the ice,
Right.
but they've changed it up, so keeping you on your toes.
It's all right. Gets the adrenaline flowing. Here we go. Hopefully that's the last time we hear that cannon today. As off the faceoff, puck pushed into the zone. Bruins able to get it here. Zaka will get it down low for Arvidsson. Boston attacking down to the end to our left here of the first period. In behind the net. Arvidsson surrounded by 3 blue sweaters, and Zaka will play it around the near side. Arvidsson had broken his stick back there, headed back to the bench. He'll be replaced. Along the near side wall, puck pushed up by Fantilli out into neutral ice, and Marchenko will backhand in from the red line down into the far side corner. David Pasternak back there along with Casey Middlestat for the Bruins. It'll come around near side. Hampus Lindholm lost it to Marchenko. Robbie Fabro along the near side. They work it to the far side, and a one-timer by Werenski, and Swayman's first save is a good one.
Pasternak got tied up with somebody there. He's shaken up. He's staying on the ice, but he was slow to get up there.
Centering pass is deflected by Yoki Haru. Middlestat will push it out into neutral ice, but can't connect with Pasta. Thrown back through center here. Aspero takes away near the red line. Pasternak with a long shot from just inside the Columbus zone. Turned away by Greaves. Volleyed back out of the zone, and Aspero coming back to retrieve. Will circle back behind the net. Chased by Olivier. In the neutral zone, Pasternak along the near side boards. Olivier went down, chasing a puck into the Bruins zone. The crowd looking for an early penalty.
Help from Aspero? That's the question.
Aspero from the near corner.
Fans certainly think so.
McAvoy to Fraser Minton. Coming through the red line, now across the blue with Husnadinov. Swept it in behind the net. Greaves stopped it. They rim it around the near side. And Cole Sillinger clears it across the ice in the neutral zone. Peak will get it back. Here is Zadorov. Carrying toward the red line and dumps it in. Ricochets around to the far side. Elias Lindholm able to kick it off the wall. And a shot attempt by Geekie gets blocked in front.
Hit a friendly fire there in front of the net, I believe.
Tossed back into the Bruins zone. Zadorov out of the near corner. Lost it out in front. Swayman with a big stop on Boone Jenner. Now a shot from the near side wall by Provorov. Ricochets wide of the net. Reichel had lost his stick blocking that there.
Zadorov loves that little backhand pass into the middle from the corner, from the strong side corner. Didn't work that time. Went off a skate right into the middle.
Blue Jackets control in their own zone with Igor Zamula. Now it's Provorov. He'll skate it up towards center ice. Dumps into the right corner, wrapping to the far side. Yoki Haru brings it back toward the end boards and now leaves it in the corner for Jeannot. Poke checked it ahead and out of the zone by Castellan.
Yeah, three plus continuous minutes here. Broken sticks everywhere.
And Jeannot
good
near
saves
side
by
circle.
Two good saves by Swayman.
Are carried out toward the Boston line by Yoki Haru. Dumps in from the red all the way around near side. Sean Corrali, former Blue Jacket, grew up here in Ohio. Has a shot wide of the net here by Kastelik. Ricochets back out towards center. Kastelik will kick it back in deep. Bruins getting some changes on. So we approach 3.5 minutes gone in this first period. Marchenko from his own blue line. Pass over to the far side. Fantilli will deal it around the near side of the Bruins zone. McAvoy lost it behind the net. Puck poked off the back of the net. Aspero got it off the near wall, but held in by Werenski. Throws one through some traffic in front. And Swayman getting the pads down to make the save with Fantilli in his face. And McAvoy gets in Fantilli's grill as the linesmen jump in between.
Yeah, this game has potential to get a little,
intense.
Little in the gutter. Yeah, I mean, look, they're 3 points behind the Bruins. Second wild card spot right now. The Bruins don't have anything sewn up. They need wins as well. And fortunately, Jeremy Swayman's been on top of his game to start this one. Fantilli and McAvoy pushing and shoving there after the whistle. But you've got some toughness on that team across the way. I'm surprised. I was looking down at Gabranson. Gabranson's a big guy. He's a tough guy. He's only got 12 penalty minutes this year. I'm a little surprised.
He missed it.
I know
almost
he did,
half the season with a hip injury.
I understand that, but he's usually somebody to be, you got to keep an eye on.
Right. Puck played toward the near side of the neutral zone for Fantilli. Carries down the middle of the Bruins zone and shoots one wide on the glove side.
Fantilli he likes playing against the Bruins, and he had a good game against Boston at the TD Garden earlier this season.
Arvidsson sends it across toward the near side. Middlestat will drop it back. McAvoy to Aspero in the neutral ice. Here's Minton. Chips it around Werenski. Blue Jackets will regain possession, and from their own zone they come. Fabro played it forward. Zadorov able to knock it away from Sillinger. Sillinger able to win it back along the near boards. Turns with it at the hash marks. Steps out to the top of the circle. Deals it back for a one-timer by Goodbranson that found the back glass. All the way around toward the near side circle. Olivier. Puck pushed back around that far side. Charlie Coyle giving chase over there. Pasternak got it to the blue line but not out. Goodbranson played back down deep. And Peak will keep it moving out from behind the net to Zadorov. Shot up the near boards, and it does get out this time. Settled in the neutral zone, Goodbranson. Taychuk backing up into his own zone away from Geekie.
Bruins, you know, if they don't know yet, they're starting to realize that they're in a game today. Columbus has their legs. They're moving. They've had a couple good chances. You got to make your decisions. You got to move your feet while you're doing that.
Reichel gets it forward here. Lindholm to Geekie. Tried to center for Reichel. Batted toward the far side wall. Reichel able to keep it alive at the blue line. Gave it up and got it right back from Elias Lindholm along the near boards. Back to Hampus Lindholm at the point. Center blue line coming toward the near side. Yoki Hardy. He backhands around behind the net. Taken away there by Jenner. Reichel got a piece of it, and back from Provorov. Reichel stepping in at the bottom of the far circle. Shot goes over the net.
Tried to go short side high.
Hampus Lindholm along the near side point. Download, Geekie coming back toward the hash marks. All the way out toward the blue line. Backhands it off the wall. Hampus Lindholm moving toward the slot. Has it picked off. And odd man rush coming here if they can get going. Connor Garland drops it off for the trailer. Jenner, he scores. And Columbus strikes first. Just over 6 minutes in, it's 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, Hampus Lindholm had a really good game yesterday, but he gets stripped of the puck in the high slot here. And you've got everybody down below the tops of the circles. It's going to lead to an odd man rush the other way. He gets back to make sure it's not a 2-on-1. It's basically a 2-on-2. But Boone Jenner's the third guy coming up in the rush. He's wide open coming down the slot. Connor Garland has not had a ton of ice time with Columbus. A bit surprising, but he finds Boone Jenner coming late. And Jenner's going to be Swayman to the blocker side. Odd man rushes. They didn't have him yesterday.
Boone Jenner in the 800th game of his NHL career. Gets his 11th goal of the season. And Columbus out to a 1-0 lead. As we hit 6.5 minutes gone here in this first period. Puck in the near side corner. It'll be Kastelic along the wall. Cross ice. And out of the zone. Werenski will come back to retrieve. Up through the center ice, and Werenski tosses into the left wing corner. But it gets rimmed around near side instead. Fabro to the right circle for Miles Wood. Threw one in front. Ricochets into the far corner and on to Jeannot. Tanner will carry toward his own blue line. Gives it to McAvoy. Trying to get it deep and does, but the Blue Jackets will regain. Boston getting some changes on back in the neutral zone as Werenski settles in his own end. Zach Werenski, one of the top scoring defensemen in the league. Taken away in the neutral ice. Here's Pasternak. Chopped off his stick back out toward the red line. Dump in by Peak. Settled behind the net by the goaltender Greaves. 7.5 minutes gone here in this first period. Puck comes deflecting in behind Jeremy Swayman from the trapezoid. He sent it to the far corner. Peak fanned on a clearing attempt, and a shot scores. The shot by Zamula from the blue line, deflected in front, gets through Swayman, and it's 2-0. It's going to be Mason Marchman who gets the goal.
Yeah, tipped in on the shot. So Swayman tries to put this puck. It's a handoff between him and Peak that doesn't connect. And then Columbus is going to work this puck low to high and get the shot through from the point. Marchment gets to the front of the net, and he's going to get the tip in on the Provorov shot from the point. So as good as the Bruins were in terms of some of the things they did yesterday and some of their details, not nearly as sharp here today to start this one. Almost good that Columbus gets the 2 goals early. Really wake you up a little bit and get you going.
And see how the
if they're going to
Bruins
score, get them
here.
done early, you know.
Hampus Lindholm comes back to retrieve a puck deep in the Bruins zone. Outlet from Arvidsson was behind Middlestat. He chases Provorov behind the Columbus net. To the far side, Jenner will lift it up towards center. Glove down there by Zacha. Trying to get it to Hampus Lindholm. Plays it along for Arvidsson. His pass taken away at center ice by Connor Garland. Garland came over from Vancouver back earlier this month. Zacha brings the Bruins forward here. Drops one off for Arvidsson. Coming to the left circle, a shot. Reeves makes a glove save. Hangs on. And we will take our first timeout. 11:28 to go here in the first period, and Columbus has come out flying to a 2-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, and toss pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y, nicely done.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, spring can be a tricky season weather-wise, but new windows from Window Nation can keep your home comfortable no matter the weather. Plus, in March, the more you buy, the more you can save. Up to 50% off all window styles with 0% interest for 60 months. Visit windownation.com.
Ready for Keno? Game on. Grab that bet slip, post up at your local spot, and get in the game. Play your favorite numbers while you watch the underdog win big. Make your game day even more exciting with Keno. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years. During the timeout, the crowd here in Columbus saluting the Bruins' Sean Corrali, returning here to Nationwide Arena for the first time since rejoining the Bruins after 4 seasons in a Blue Jackets uniform, played close to 300 games here.
Yeah, his mother Jane is in the crowd, a couple brothers, and some former teammates from Miami, Ohio, a couple hours away from here.
Bruins down 2 here early. 11:28 to go in this first period. Corrali's going to take the face-off in the offensive zone. Blue Jackets win it. Aspero keeps in at the blue line. Puck bounces off the top of the dasher near side. And Corrali and Castelli trying to keep alive. But now it'll be cleared up ice. Dragging it across the Boston line. Wood turns and fires wide of Swayman. On the far side boards, Jeannot gets a nice hit over there on Lundestrom, and puck comes out into neutral ice. Good Branson up the near side, tipped in by Wood. Danton Heinen will chase in here against McAvoy. McAvoy seals him off behind the net. Jeannot chasing a puck up the far side, can't get it out. Taychuk got it back in behind the net. Heinen sent it out in front, but steered off into the corner. McAvoy in behind against Wood. Loose puck to Corrali. He will backhand it out, but that's going to go for an icing.
Yeah, good to see Danton Heinen and the lineup here for Columbus. He was a good player for the Bruins for a few years. Kind of bounced around a little bit. No disrespect to Danton Heinen, but boy, did they lose that trade. Chinakhov going to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
He's turning in a good player.
Yeah, they got Heinen a second and a third.
Yeah, we'll
for
see
Igor
what they
Chinakhov,
end up being,
right.
but Chinakhov's a good player. Exciting player. Great shot.
Aspero gets this puck cleared, but that's going to bounce for another icing. Or not.
No. Well, you don't skate hard for it.
Marchenko will come ahead to the red line. Try to dump it in. It hit Andrew Peak about waist high. Played back into the neutral zone by Reichel, but Blue Jackets regain. Now Reichel steals back, and Boston will come forward here. Sent into the left wing corner. Geekie will chase in there. Werenski pushed it up the wall. Fired back out of the zone by Marchment. And that one will go for an icing against Columbus. Crowd going to grumble a little bit about that.
I can see why. That's a tweener for the linesman, right? I mean, is it going to get there? Does the defenseman stop skating? But you got to make that determination when the defenseman gets to the dot. So those aren't easy ones for the linesman.
Yeah, the defenseman in this case was Andrew Peak, another guy with
I know Rick Bonus
background here in Columbus.
He's giving the linesman in front of the bench an earful right now.
Off this face-off, puck is grabbed by Werenski. He'll lead it through neutral ice. Puts it to the left side. Tried to get a return pass from Marchment. Sent into the far corner instead. Now in behind the net. Marchenko coming off the near wall. Fantilli out at the blue line. Straight on shot at the blue line by Fabro. And Swayman blockers that off to the far side wall. Kept alive over there by the Blue Jackets again. Marchenko had his pocket picked by Minton. And he gets Pasternak through neutral ice. 3-on-2. Pasternak. Oh, they're offside.
And Pasternak shot the puck after the whistle. Here we go.
Well, everybody's going to pile into this near corner down in the Columbus zone. Pasternak had his helmet knocked off in the middle of this fray. He's pushed up against the glass. The rest of the Bruins coming to get involved. As temperatures simmer down for the moment. We'll take a timeout. 9:21 to go here in this first period. It's Bruins trailing 2-0 early on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Bruins.
Poor Diana in accounting. She fell for an email phishing scam. Computers shut down. And people freaked out, especially about getting paid.
Hey!
Fortunately, the company had cyber risk coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety covered the cost of systems and data restoration, business income-related losses, and more. Don't let one human error shut down your business. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms, even the cyber kind.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
9:21 to go first period. Columbus has a 2-0 lead. They will hand out some penalties here for that extracurricular activity. Pasternak gets an unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'm not sure it was offside, to be honest with you.
I didn't think so in real time.
But Pasternak shot the puck after the whistle. 5 Columbus Blue Jackets are in there. The forwards for the Bruins are in there. Right, Husadinov's quickly in there. Mitten's in there. Lindholm grabbed Marchment before I got in there. Yogi Hari should be in there. And he was just kind of standing on the edges. I mean, we just went through this with Toronto, did we not? I know it wasn't the same thing. I get that. But
your star players getting roughed up in the corner.
Your meal ticket is getting roughed up in the corner.
So
get in there.
Pasta gets unsportsmanlike conduct. They gave Dante Fabro a roughing minor, so they'll even out, and it'll be 4-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes.
And it wasn't a hard shot, but it was a frustrated offside shot by Pasternak. And I don't blame Columbus for jumping in there right away.
Blue Jackets with possession coming through the neutral zone. Sillinger just inside the Boston line. Turns away from some pressure from McAvoy, and then McAvoy blocks his pass. It comes across to Arvidsson near side, and he'll play back behind the Boston net. Hampus Lindholm back there. Bruins moving from right to left here in the first period, down by 2. Lindholm to McAvoy, hands back off for Hampus, brings in across the line. Down the right circle he comes, peels out of the far corner, deals it back across from McAvoy coming through the high slot. Now Arvidsson up there. Hampus Lindholm center of the blue line. Walks toward the top of the left circle. Passes off for Zacha for a shot up high on the shoulder of Greaves, who made the save. Provorov will push it back behind his own net for Zamula. 50 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. 8:10 to play here in this first period. Marchenko will carry through out toward neutral ice. Dumps into the left wing corner, hoping for a good bounce, and got it. As Fantilli got in there and tried to wrap it around the near side post. Zadorov now takes a free puck back behind the Bruins net to the far circle. Gives for Reichel, who brings out through the red line, through the Columbus blue, pulls up along the near side wall, turns over, and Fantilli's got a lane. Zadorov trying to beat him back up the ice. Zadorov stumbles, Fantilli fires across, and another big stop by Swayman on Marchenko. Here's Werenski coming down the right wing boards to the top of the circle. Hands off, Matejchuk stepping in, shot save made, and Swayman able to gather in that rebound.
Yeah, a lot of watching right now for the Bruins. I mean, this D is really active. Highest scoring defense unit in the league.
55 goals from their D-men this season.
Werenski played over 30 minutes yesterday in that game. He's going to be involved every time he's on the ice. The 4-on-4 gives him some extra ice. I get that, but Matejchuk getting involved as well with that shot. That's a nice blocker save. I know you like your shot attempt stat. It's 15-5 right now. That gives you an idea of the way that this game has gone so far in favor of Columbus.
Pasternak and Fabro will come out of the penalty boxes right after this puck is dropped. 7:21 to go here in the first. Minton wins the draw. Aspero wrapped it behind the net. McAvoy holding off Jenner. Bustadinov on the far boards, having trouble getting it through Garland. Does push out, and the Bruins have a 3-man rush coming forward. Minton's pass across near side was behind Pasternak.
That was a 3-on-2.
And Garland leads the Blue Jackets back. Into the right corner. Taken to the wall by Aspero. McAvoy off the far boards. Overshot that pass and fired wide to the net. Turnaround shot from the far circle by Garland. Save made, and the rebound pushed back toward the near side wall. Fabro at the point. Sends it back down low. Garland against Aspero. Aspero wins that battle. Pasternak from the near circle. Pushed it out toward the blue line. Minton will play it forward. Right to Werenski at the Columbus line, and quickly back ahead they come. Fabro sends it toward the right wing corner. Peels off and goes for a change. Hampus Lindholm will carry the Bruins out of the zone. All the way to the Columbus line. Still going down the left side. Slips through the check. And centered for Middlestat. Exploded on him. Arvidsson at a backhand toward Middlestat. That got cut off. Werenski chips off the boards and up into the air. It does get out of the zone, and Wood will push forward. Wood on the right wing side stops and sends it toward the corner. Zacha will regain. Jokiharju behind the net for Hampus Lindholm. Pass didn't find Middlestat, and Columbus right back on the attack here. As that shot goes wide from Lundestrom. Middlestat will send it around the far side, and Hampus Lindholm's got to chase it toward the blue line as Columbus was changing, able to get it back, and a centering pass by Marchenko comes all the way through. Goodbranson fires it across the ice. Long bounce off that far wall toward the slot. It was grabbed by Marchment, but his pass toward that far circle picked off. 5:20 to go here in this first period. Bruins get a clear. And get some changes done here. Down 2-0 on the road. Puck brought into the Bruins zone with speed by Matejchuk. collision between a couple of Blue Jackets in behind the net. Marchman and Matejchuk both slow in getting up. Bruins headed the other way. Corrali, top of the left circle, a drive. Greaves made the save. Rebound pushed away from the net by Provorov. Near side boards. It pops loose in the circle for Marchenko. Brings ahead toward the red line and sends softly toward the Bruins zone as Columbus changes. Peak. Overshot Jeannot with a pass. Greaves played out behind the net. It hit Provorov. Came loose into the corner. Wide angle shot by Elias Lindholm turned away.
Bad handoff. Defenseman and goaltender there.
Provorov in the near corner under pressure from Geekie and Lindholm.
Just finished Monahan hard in the corner here.
Monahan struggling right now. Loose puck in front. Elias Lindholm able to get a stick on it. Greaves made that save. Puck gets lobbed back out to center ice. McAvoy from his own blue line. Banks a pass toward the far side, but missed Reichel. And that will be an icing with 4:04 to play in the period.
Still not the cleanest coming out of their own zone, but they got a little sense of urgency in the offensive zone that last shift or two. What a big hit that was by Jeannot there on Monahan. Monahan didn't see it coming till the last second. Slow to get up, got himself off the ice, but hard hit along the boards.
Defensive zone face-off for Elias Lindholm off of the icing. Matching up with Charlie Coyle. Former Bruin playing in his 403rd consecutive game today.
Got to over 1,000 this year. I ran into him this morning. I was walking, taking a long walk this morning. Ran into him and his family. Just had a baby. They were out for brunch or coffee or whatever this morning, but I ran into him, on the street. Very happy here. Up for contract after the season.
Yeah, pending unrestricted free agent. Swayman has turned away another one. Werenski out at the blue line, lost it to Geekie. Geekie will play it forward from the red. The Bruins will get their change here.
He said, I live 12 minutes away, and you never sit in traffic.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
That's the first thing I thought is I bet the traffic's a little better here than it is in Boston. Puck rims around to the far side. Jokiharju lost it. Thrown back out in front, and Wood from in tight. Swayman turned that away. Busnadinov coming forward, trying to get it deep. Thrown right back out of the zone by Matejchuk. Zadorov, blue line to blue line pass for Pasternak. Broken up by Goodbranson. Busnadinov along the near boards. It comes back to Zadorov. Peak to Busnadinov. He'll back it up again, and he'll turn and change. And now Zadorov under pressure in his own zone from Marchenko. Pasternak comes to help him out. Peak to Corrali. Here's Pasternak through the red line. Gets in across the blue.
That puck wouldn't settle for him at all.
Able to push it around behind the net. Corrali back to Pasternak. Threw it in front. Jeannot trying to redirect it. Greaves gets it covered. Pasternak kind of an off-balance one-timer, but created a little havoc there in front of the net. And we'll take a timeout with 2:26 to go in this first period. Columbus 2 and the Bruins nothing on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. We're your destination for Matthews Brothers Windows. Matthews Brothers Windows are made in Maine, made to stand up to all kinds of tough weather. Matthews Brothers Windows, wicked awesome windows. Visit us online or come see us in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, your go-to independent lumberyard, is 100% employee-owned.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins fans head down to Causeway Street on Tuesday night. Cheer on the Bees as they face the Dallas Stars at 7 p.m. on Women in Sports Night, presented by Rapid 7. Grab your tickets now at bostonbruins.com/tickets. 2:26 left here in the first period. Columbus out to a 2-0 lead on goals by Boone Jenner and Mason Marchment. Those goals coming just over a minute and a half apart. Boston will have a face-off inside the Columbus zone here.
Yeah, Goodbranson and Jeannot came together in front of the net there. That was Jeannot just looking for a tip on the Pastrnak shot just prior to that last commercial break. Good opportunity for the Bruins.
Kastelik matching up with Boone Jenner on the face-off. Far circle to our left. Kastelik wins it. We got a fight.
Yep.
There it is. It's Jeannot and Goodbranson. You talked about Goodbranson earlier. Jeannot trying to throw a right. Goodbranson got his right free, but Jeannot pops him with a 2 or 3 left jabs. Stumbled down, did Goodbranson, but got back up. And now Jeannot trying to fire that right over the top. Goodbranson grabs a hold of that right arm, pushes him up against the glass in the far corner. A couple more jabs from Jeannot with a left. Goodbranson, an uppercut, and then an overhand right. Jeannot trying to hold him at bay. And lands an uppercut of his own, and then another right hand. These guys still going pretty strong here in that far corner. Jeannot's helmet pops loose, throws a right, and they wrestle each other up against the glass, and the linesman will jump in.
Two really tough guys. Goodbranson, as strong as they come in the NHL. Jeannot in unbelievable shape, and as tough as they come in the league. And, yeah, we said they came together last shift, or just before the commercial timeout, and as soon as that puck is dropped, they're going to do it the right way. Back off, and like I said, two of the tougher guys in the league.
Jeannot's 8th fighting major of the season. One behind Mark Kastelik for the team lead. First one for Goodbranson this year in 29 games. So 2:25 to play here in the first period. Bruins down 2.
Yeah, Goodbranson 6'5", 225. Jeannot, we've already seen him this year. We know what he's capable of.
Kastelik and Coyle on the face-off. Blue Jackets will win this one.
There we go.
Oh, we got another one. Casty's going to go with Olivier. Olivier is one of the big heavyweights here.
One of the tougher guys in the league.
Both guys pumping some rights in here. Olivier loses his helmet early. Kastelik trying to shove him back. Olivier just keeps throwing. Kastelik kind of bull rushing him. Stumbles to his knees. Gets back up. Olivier, an uppercut. Kastelik again down, back up. And the linesman will pull them apart.
Olivier's he's top 3 in the league anyhow, and Kastelik's trying to get his team going. He just threw his helmet at the bench. It's basically, let's go, boys. Let's wake up.
10th fighting major for each of those guys.
Olivier is legit. And Kastelik can handle himself, but Olivier is legit.
Olivier's added some scoring to his game here in the last couple of years as well.
Yeah, great year last year.
He's had 10 goals in his last 22 games coming into this one. So what we expected to be a pretty intense game has certainly gotten so in the last couple of minutes. Now we'll see if the Bruins can use some of that energy to their benefit with 2:19 to go in this first period. Off the face-off, puck controlled and cleared by Fabro. Bouncing puck, McAvoy puts a shoulder into Sillinger and angles it around behind the net. Fabro gets to it first along the near wall, bringing toward the corner. Sends behind the net. Wood sends it back to the far point. Shot wide off the back wall by Werenski. Lob back out toward the blue line here for Husnudinov. Trying to stick handle through center. McAvoy helps it along to Pasternak. He'll play it down the left wing wall, and McAvoy throws one toward the net. Off the back of the net now, Minton. Chased by Coyle into the far corner. For Aspero coming in from the blue line. Coyle takes away and is able to clear it into the middle. McAvoy to Pasternak coming back toward his own blue line. 90 seconds to go in the period. Pasternak gets the head man pass, brings it across the line from the high slot, taken away from him.
That was another odd man rush, and the Bruins didn't get anything out of it. It's happened a couple times now for him.
And now a penalty coming here against Boston as Werenski got tripped up coming through the neutral zone. And Columbus will get the first power play of this game.
Pasternak beats the referee to the scoring table. He's in the penalty box already.
Boston penalty number 88, 2-minute minor for tripping.
Yeah, tripped up Werenski coming through the middle of the ice. But that's another 3-on-2 for the Bruins. They didn't get anything out of it.
A minute 15 to go here in the first period. And this is a huge kill here for the Bruins. Down 2 goals already. Blue Jackets 0 for 7 over their last 5 games. Ranked 18th in the league on the power play overall, but they've seen some improvement since the coaching change in January. They are close to 22% success rate in that time.
That's the only thing to look at.
Yeah.
You don't look at anything before that.
Puck will get cleared down ice here by Elias Lindholm as we approach a minute to go here in this first period. Bruins penalty killers have sprung some leaks lately. They've allowed 7 goals in the last 5. Near side wall, Marchenko and Peak. And the Bruins able to get the clear there. Greaves gives it on the far circle for Marchment. Blue Jackets attacking from left to right. Final 40 seconds of the period. Fantilli to the red line, then steers it back. Marchenko carries across the Boston line. Puck off the far wall, kept alive by Marchment. Crossing pass, here's Coyle moving in, scores! Charlie Coyle puts it right under the crossbar. A power play goal for the former Bruin. It's 3-0.
Yeah, Charlie Coyle's really strong season just continues. He's going to have a lot of time and space. The Bruins had a chance to get to this puck. It's along the wall. They can't get to it, so you get the 2 forwards out high. That's going to leave Coyle alone in the right wing circle. They're going to get the puck to him. He's going to walk into a great shooting spot. He's got the passing possibility back door. So Lindholm has to play the middle of the ice, and Coyle's going to go short side high on Swayman.
26 seconds to go in the period, down 3-0. As a puck up the right side here with Geekie. Hands off for Elias Lindholm. Played it toward the back of the net, and it was touched with a high stick by Geekie before Reichel played it, so they blow the play down with 11.8 to go in the period.
Well, you know, people around Columbus talking this is the biggest game of the year. It's playoff hockey for everybody right now. Everybody that's in a playoff push, you know, all these teams that are bunched up, they hated the way they played yesterday.
And lost 3 out of 4 coming into this one.
Good news for the Bruins. They have 40 minutes to try to figure this thing out.
Elias Lindholm wins the draw. Puck will get dumped in by Peak around the near side boards. Reichel throws it in front, but Provorov was there to keep Geekie away from it. Centering pass by Geekie is taken away, and that will do it for the first period as the Blue Jackets faithful come to their feet at the end of the first 20 minutes. As Columbus gets out lead after 1. And we will return with our first intermission in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs, we beat online prices, we beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
We just go game by game. We try to collect points as much as we can. Every point is a good point. We're not going to look at it. I'm going to go crazy if I'm going to do that, and I think players too. So we just have to focus just on our job and try to win our games as much as we can.
Marco Sturm talking about the playoff race in the Eastern Conference, which just seems to change minute by minute, hour by hour, as we're back here between periods. Bruins falling behind 3-0 after one here in Columbus. And as we talked about in that first period, you know, both of these teams holding wild card spots right now. We're going to take a look a little bit at this Eastern Conference playoff race, and they're separated into three different tiers right now. The teams that, you know, are on the bubble but are in the top three in their division, the teams that are currently holding the wild cards. And we'll start with the teams on the outside looking in: the Flyers, the Red Wings, and the Senators.
Now into the slot, Owen Tippett throws it over left side, and Couturier shoots it into the empty net. And that's a goal for the Philadelphia Flyers to make it 5-3.
Flyers 3 points out right now after their win over Detroit last night. Red Wings and Senators are 1 point each behind Columbus coming in for the last wild card spot. Which of those teams, if you are, you know, in the structure right now as the Bruins are, which of those teams scares you the most that Ottawa. They might go to run here?
Ottawa. I just think that, you know, offensively they're dangerous. They're beat up a little bit right now. They're missing their top two defensemen in Sanderson and Shabbat. You know, they can get those guys back, and if Linus Ullmark stays strong, then, you know, that's a team that scares you, I think, anyhow. You know, I think Detroit is there, but they've started to fall apart a little bit. I mean, you look at their record here, you know, 4-5-1 in the last 10 compared to the Philadelphia Flyers, 7-2-1 in the last 10. It's a team that's going to, you know, have that good push at the very end. It's going to settle it. And, you know, I mean, the Bruins got a good win against Detroit. It took a great goaltending performance by Swayman to do it, but they got a good win in Detroit. And then Detroit dropped a game to Philadelphia as well. And I just think Ottawa's a team that I think they're the most dangerous. I think them and Columbus right now fighting for it. Boston's not out of the woods. You know, you're down 3 right now after the first period. You're only 3 points up on Columbus. So opportunity for not only Columbus but other teams to close the gap a little bit, and teams will have games in hand here after today as well.
Yeah, as we move up kind of to that next tier, you got the teams currently in the wild card position in the Bruins and these Columbus Blue Jackets. Hughes knocked it off his stick, but Middlestat takes it right from there. 3:12 to play. Turns and fires and scores! And the Bruins make it a 2-goal game once again. Who is that guy anyway?
Yeah, who was that guy? No, look, if you're not ready to play, this is what's going to happen. You're down 3-0 because you're playing against a team that's obviously disappointed in the way that things have gone this past week for them, disappointed in the way things went yesterday for them, and they came out ready to play. And the Bruins didn't have an answer for them. So, you know, like I said, you got 40 minutes to try to answer this. That's a lot of time, and you can chip away at this thing. You know, you don't have to get 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the second period. You chip away at it, but you got to start playing a little bit better. You got to play with a little bit more sense of urgency. And just in the big picture, since Rick Bowness has taken over, Columbus has been legit.
They didn't look like they were going to be a factor at all
Not
this
even
season.
close. Not even close. And they made the coaching change. I know Dean Evison was you know, he wasn't happy about that coaching change, but Rick Bowness has come in and pushed the right buttons, and he's gotten a lot out of this group. And this is an exciting group. They're a fun group to watch. You know, they play with a lot of pace. They play with a lot of energy. They play with some aggression. It's, you know, they got a little bit of everything. And they got one of the best defensemen in the league in Werenski. You know, it's a fun group to watch. So this is, you know, and one team got the memo.
Yeah.
To start this one, and that's Columbus. So, you know, for all the goodwill that was built up yesterday in the game for the Bruins and how well they played, you know, they know they got a fight on their hands here today.
And for Columbus, you know, just the topsy-turvy nature of this, they fall down into the second wild card because of how things went yesterday, not only for them but around the league. But now a chance to jump
they're
back.
1 point behind Pittsburgh.
They're a chance to jump back into the top 3 with a win here today. As we get
2 points behind the Islanders, 1 point behind Pittsburgh.
Yeah, let's get to the top 3. You got the Islanders and Pittsburgh right now in 2 and 3 spots in the Metro. You've also got the Montreal Canadiens, who are only 2 points ahead of the Bruins in 3rd place in the Atlantic Division.
Back in front again, they score. It's Alex Newhook off a feed from Davidov on an electric
Montreal's
shift.
won 4 in a row now. They're playing tonight against Carolina. They're down 1-0 early in this game here. You look around, though, you know, at these other teams. The Islanders last week were out of the playoffs. That's how quickly things can change. Pittsburgh's been kind of hanging in there. They've got some injuries, notably Crosby and Malkin. I don't know the seriousness of either one of those injuries.
Crosby was skating today.
Crosby
looks like he's
he
on
missed
the verge of coming
significant time
back.
after the Olympics, though.
Yeah.
And Malkin was out with an injury, so you know, who knows how long those guys are out or how much they're banged up and you know what they have to give.
Right. I mean, so, you know, again, Bruins come into this one 2 points behind Montreal, 3 points ahead of Columbus, 4 points ahead of Ottawa, Detroit. Of course, you've also got to look over at that Metro Division where the Islanders and Pittsburgh, because one of them could fall into a wild card spot here as well, and then you're battling with them for position. So, again, it just continues to change. Every time you feel like you look at the standings, it looks different, and it will, again, by the end of this one, as the 2 wild card teams currently in the East square off here today. And it's Columbus who has gotten the better of this one by far through the first 20 minutes. A 3-0 lead for the Blue Jackets over the Bruins after one. The goal scoring coming early and often. Boone Jenner with his 11th goal of the season, as well as Mason Marchment with his 14th, and then former Bruin Charlie Coyle with a power play goal in the final minute of the period. His 18th goal of the year, 6th of them on the power play. And he makes it a 3-0 game. See if the Bruins can rebound as we approach the second period. We will take a quick timeout, come back, and check the other scores from around the league. Up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim here with Mike Albert's son, Logan, from Premier Basement Waterproofing. If you find water, Logan's going to come give you a quote so you never have to worry again.
You got that right, Big Jim. Especially if you're moving into a new home or finishing your basement. Have me come before you do anything.
Plus, you'll add great value to your home as well, so don't you dare call anyone else.
No way. We're the only direct vendor of ion pumps and high-octane drainage systems in New England.
Call 844-LIVE-DRY or visit premierbasement.net.
Nobody will ever say it like Mike, but here I go. It's game over for water.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
All roads start with golf. The daily commute, road trips, reunions, even tip-off at TD Garden. For 125 years, golf has been fueling every journey. Golf is proud to be the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. Download the Golf Pay app to score savings like 5 cents off per gallon every day, along with a fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. Golf is here for every journey. See app for details.
Hi, I'm Adam, owner of Modern Standing Seam Metal Roofing, and first thank you to the 800-plus homeowners who've trusted us as their certified metal roofing installers. If you're considering standing seam metal roofing, here's something important to know. Top-tier materials and certified installation don't have to come at a premium. We deliver the highest quality standing seam systems, professionally installed without inflated costs. That can save thousands without sacrificing durability or appearance. Before you overpay, call us first. Visit modernmetal.org or call 844-230-9300.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Bruins trailing Columbus 3-0 at the end of one. As we take a look at the other scores around the NHL today, one final from earlier today. The New York Rangers get a win on home ice, 3-1 over the Florida Panthers. Tampa Bay Lightning in action. They're hosting Nashville, end of one there, and they are scoreless. Carolina Hurricanes jump out to a 1-0 lead over Montreal at the end of one. That is good news for the Bruins. Andrei Svechnikov getting the first period goal for the Canes. Other games later, Chicago was at New Jersey, and the Dallas Stars take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Both of those games, 7 o'clock face-offs. Columbus leads it 3-0 at the end of one. We'll have the second period coming your way next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors, and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, sports fans, this is huge. We're giving away $200,000. Support our mission and change lives. Enter now at punch4parkinsons.org. Use code SPORTSHUB for 50% off. That's punch4parkinsons.org.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Marchenko carries across the Boston line. Puck off the far wall, kept alive by Marchment. Crossing pass, here's Coyle moving in, scores! Charlie Coyle puts it right under the crossbar. A power play goal for the former Bruin. It's 3-0. And that is our score as we get ready to start the second period. The Bruins trailing 3-0. Boone Jenner's 11th goal of the year from Connor Garland at 6:17 got the scoring going for the Blue Jackets. Mason Marchment's 18th of the season came at 7:45. Ivan Provorov and Kirill Marchenko getting the assists on that one. And then that power play goal you just heard from Charlie Coyle, his 18th of the season from Marchenko and Marchment at the 1932 mark, makes it a 3-0 game as we get ready to start the second period. Shot attempts were 23-13 in favor of Columbus, 12-8 shots on goal in favor of the Blue Jackets.
Ryan, this game should be 6-0 right now. It could easily be 6-0
Yeah,
right
Jeremy
now.
Swayman made some pretty good saves in that first period to keep this from getting way out of hand.
I'll give you the quote from one of the Bruins personnel that I just walked by up here on the press box level. Some guys forgot to put their big boy pants on today.
You know, it's funny because last night after the Bruins win against Minnesota, that was one of the things that head coach Marco Sturm said in the locker room. If you saw the clip from behind the B, he said, this is, you know, we played big boy hockey tonight.
Well, that's the way you have to play. Yep. They weren't ready for it in the first period. You know, and Jeannot did really well in his fight with Goodbrandt. That was a good fight. That was a good battle. And I'm sure Olivier is like, all right, you know, Jeannot did pretty well there. I don't want the Bruins getting any momentum from this. And he challenged Kaslik, and Kaslik's got too big of a heart to say no. He's just game. And I mean, a good bout there. I mean, Olivier's one of the toughest guys in the league, pound for pound. But and then you take a penalty and get a goal scored on you.
Right.
Your tough guys are trying to get you going. And then, you know, unfortunately for Pasternak, who's been so good here, 12-game point streak, you know, he takes a tripping penalty in the neutral zone and you give up a power play goal. So now you're down 3-0, and you know any momentum that you might have had there, unfortunately, gets lost a little bit. But penalty coming
Bruins
up to Columbus.
Get a power play here.
Chip away at this thing. That's just, you've got to chip away at it. You got to stick with it. You got to think. I don't know if Columbus was really good that first period. For as bad as you were, Columbus was really good that first period. And you know, can they sustain that for 40 more minutes?
Right.
You start to chip away at it. And they're changing the personnel on the power play. So you're going to get a first look here. It's basically Zaka's line.
Go with the hot hands,
with
right?
Pasternak and McAvoy.
So Zaka, Arvidsson, Middlestat, Pasternak, and McAvoy will start this power play here. 22 seconds into this second period. Bruins down 3.
This is a complete change from what they've been doing. So
Pasternak gets it down low to Arvidsson from the bottom of the circle. Sent one through the slot. Hook checked away. It'll be cleared off the near glass by Coyle.
They haven't practiced together.
Right.
You know, a 5 o'clock game yesterday, 5 o'clock game today. This is not a unit that's practiced it all together. But the line knows how to play with one another, right? So to see how the power play works with it.
Arvidsson carries it to the red line, gives to Zaka on the right side. Pasternak gains the line. Down the right corner, and behind the net goes Zaka. To Middlestat, far circle. Up top for McAvoy. Steps to his right, gives it to his left. Pasternak tried to whip it in front. Didn't get enough on it. Grabbed by Fabro, and all the way down it goes. Minute 15 to go on the power play. Bruins are moving left to right here in the second period. McAvoy skating out toward the red line, now turns it back. Zacha will bring forward. Cuts through center ice, gives on the right side of Pasternak. Now Zacha at the near circle. McAvoy to the far side, Middlestat settles it. Back to McAvoy, center blue line. Pass along to Zacha, one touch back to Middlestat. McAvoy far side, he and Pasternak trade it. McAvoy coming through the high slot, threw it to the net, and Greaves able to make the glove stop around Arvidsson.
Arvidsson a little frustrated with himself. I think he tried to get a tip on that and just kind of missed it. That's the only shot that gets through, and most of it was on the outside. McAvoy with that wrist shot. Now you got to look at the other unit. I'm not going to call one of them 1 and 2, right? But
so we got Elias Lindholm, Minton, Reichel, Geekie, and Hampus Lindholm. Elias will take the face-off against Jenner here. And off the draw, puck finds its way back to Hampus Lindholm at the point. Reichel, top of the near circle. Here's Minton pivoting out in front. Just wide of the net as Geekie was coming down that far side. Reichel gets it back to Hampus. To Geekie far circle. Back to Hampus for a drive. That one goes wide. Off the back wall comes to Reichel. Centering pass. Elias Lindholm got one on Greaves, who made the kick save.
I think Lunderstrom saved a goal there on Geekie.
Minton lost his stick far circle, able to retrieve it. Puck comes toward Werenski along the end boards, and he'll bank it off the near side and all the way down.
Geekie was getting that loose puck back door on Greaves, and I think Lunderstrom saved a goal.
Hampus Lindholm brings it back into neutral ice. Final 2 seconds of the power play. Stumbles coming to the line against Coyle. Puck comes deep. Geekie flattens Matejchuk back there, but the puck will get cleared. So the Bruins 0 for 1 on the power play so far tonight.
Not a momentum killer, though.
No. They at least got some zone time out of it as Husnadinov on the far side circle. Turns toward the corner. Matejchuk gets in between him and the puck. Pasternak into the near corner. Backhand toward the front. Greaves kicked it out of his crease, but it's still loose. And now gathered in behind by Coyle. Off the near wall. Peak with a drive. Save made. Loose puck in the slot. Pasternak kicked it to his stick. Turns and fires. That got blocked. Near side, Corrali trying to keep alive, and does. Peak throws another one to the net. Save made, and the rebound knocked out of the slot and then thrown back to the net by Peak into traffic. And Greaves will hang on to that. And we get a scrum breaking out. The linesman takes a tumble in the middle of that.
The compete level has certainly got raised a little bit, though. Message received. It took 3 goals in a period to be able to do it, but at least to start this second period, the compete level's up a little bit.
Fans, TD Bank card holders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
That's a couple really good saves there by Greaves. He got that right pad out on Elias Lindholm. Tail end of that power play.
Bruins making it a little hard for him to see on a few of those, but still able to come up with them.
Linesman went down hard.
Yeah, he did.
He's all right. Everybody coming out of the box after their bouts.
Chanot and Kastelik, Goodbranson and Olivier making their way across to their respective benches. .46 to go here in the second period. Bruins down 3-0. Face off in the offensive zone for Elias Lindholm. He wins the draw. McAvoy off the near boards, moves toward the high slot, out toward the blue line, and now to the far circle. Fires, and that one is wide. Ricochets all the way back down the ice.
Yeah, Columbus a little slow to sort that one out as McAvoy went from the right point all the way over to the left side and down into that left wing circle.
Aspero pressured behind the Bruins net. Sends it toward the near side boards and hustling toward it, but Columbus gets there first. Garland, though, has it taken away by McAvoy. Charlie off the near boards out into neutral ice. Jenner right outside the blue line to send it back in. McAvoy going to carry it out this time. Off the far wall. And Reichel will get a bouncer down the left wing circle here for Geekie. Hampus Lindholm on to Jokiharju with the right point. Zacha coming through the high slot, trying to get it into shooting position. Werenski disrupted that. Puck pushed toward the Boston line and be fed in by Garland, but Fantilli was in there offside. Bruins break out. Zaka off the pass from Jokiharju. Right side, he's got Arvidsson. Back towards Zaka. Turns and throws it in front. Ricocheted into the air a couple of times off sticks. Bruins hold the line. Arvidsson far corner against Marchenko. Now it's grabbed by Middlestad. Zaka fires from a wide angle. And Greaves made that save.
I don't think Greaves knew where that puck was, but he was in position to make the save.
Columbus on a delayed offside coming to the Boston line, so the Bruins have some space here. Hampus Lindholm just inside his blue line, now challenged. Will play up ice for Middlestat just inside the Columbus zone. Backhander was deflected. Knocked away before it got to Pasternak. Into the neutral ice, and a dump in by Marchment.
That should have been icing.
Zadorov stops behind Jeremy Swayman. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the second period. Zadorov's pass to center ice, helped forward by Husnadinov. Provorov in the near corner. Got it to Wood. Puck near circle, turned over. Peaks got it from Husnadinov, gives it back to him. Marat coming back out toward the blue line, now cuts back toward the hash marks. Pasternak in some traffic. Deflected to Husnadinov. Pasta gets it back to Peak at the right point. Over to Zadorov. He throws one to the net. Greaves steers that aside. Minton far circle. Turns to his forehand here against Provorov. Now they're up against the board's far side. Pasternak gets it back to Zadorov for a drive. And that one
I think it hit the referee.
Hit the referee.
Hit the mascot.
Zadorov.
About 10 feet wide.
Zadorov yesterday fired the hardest shot attempt in the NHL this season.
Oh, no, he corrected us. I'll fill you in a second.
Okay. Puck coming deep here. Goes around that far side, rolls over the stick of Fabro and out of the zone.
As only he can do, he says the hardest shot ever.
Ever.
Since they started tracking it.
Okay.
The hardest shot ever.
Just a hair under 104 miles an hour.
Well, our colleague Judd Surratt mentioned that to me. He goes, oh, no, it was ever. He said, I didn't even hit the net.
Yeah,
he hit the post.
He hit the post. There might still be a dent in that post back at TD Garden. Here's Werenski just inside the Boston line to his right. Sillinger fires a one-timer wide. Kastelic in a battle along the far side wall. Coyle comes away with the puck and shoots it off the outside of Swayman's net. Jeannot settles it behind the net here for Zadorov. Brings it out in front to get away from Coyle. Pass out into neutral ice. Geeky cross ice. Here's Corrali on the right side. Pulls up along the hash marks. It's wedged in between a couple of Blue Jackets. Columbus will take over with Fabro far side circle. Werenski. Left side looking for Garland. That missed, and that'll be an icing here against the Blue Jackets.
Man, it's hockey season, the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
So off the icing, an attack zone face-off with 12:43 to go here in the second. Bruins trying to
just get one.
Start a comeback.
Just get
here.
one.
It's that old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Aspero centers, and Greaves kicking out the right pad to make the stop, and then get some company in the crease in the form of Geeky and several members of the Blue Jackets.
He has stopped two, Greaves has on Lindholm. That one right off the face-off. Lindholm won the draw, opened up in the left wing circle, got the pass. I don't know if he got all of it, but nice save by Greaves.
12:38 to go here in the second. 3-0 Columbus on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
The college basketball madness is here, and the Brook Casino is your ultimate viewing and betting destination. New Hampshire's biggest video wall at 150 feet means you won't miss a play. Hang with your friends and wager at the Brooks DraftKings Sportsbook, just over the border in New Hampshire. Live free and play.com.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, hand-tossed pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y. Nicely done.
John Sewer and Drain Cleaning is currently hiring professional, hard-working drain technicians for the Woburn and Norwood locations. John's offers an average annual pay well over $100,000 and has the best benefits in the industry. To apply, visit the About Us page at johnsewer.com.
We get the job done. Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
With 12:38 remaining here in the second period, Columbus with a 3-0 lead. Fans, you can stay connected to the Bruins all season. Get the latest news, team updates, ticket offers, and exclusive promotions straight to your inbox. Sign up for the official Boston Bruins newsletter at bostonbruins.com/newsletter today. I think one of our officials is going to be departing here.
Yeah,
Francis Sharon took that shot from Zadorov and was sitting in the penalty box the entirety of the break and has just gone to the Columbus tunnel to get looked at.
Look, we're critical sometimes of the referees and, whatever. I mean, we're all perfect up here, right?
Yeah.
But they've got a tough job. And Sharon he took that slap shot from Zadorov. And they don't have a whole lot of padding on out there. So he tried to hang in there. Good on him. But he just went down with the Columbus Blue Jackets training staff to get looked at.
So for now, one official in the orange stripes.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Raymond. The two linesmen, by the way, today are brothers, Travis Garlitz and Brandon Garlitz. As Arvidsson able to knock one away inside the Bruins zone, but out of the near corner comes Jenner. Backhands it back to the far point. A drive, and then off a deflection in front by Garland and hit the crossbar.
Yeah, I thought it might have gone in, but Garland did not react like it did. So
McAvoy back the other end, and Garland able to make a defensive play as McAvoy was trying to get around Zamula.
Yeah. But, the Bruins have had, by my count, 4 odd man rushes. Not 2-on-1s, but 3-on-2s and 4-on-3s, and haven't gotten a shot.
Puck from the red line, sent in by Garland, but cleared right back out by Yoki Harju to Reichel. Here's Geekie just inside the Columbus line. His pass is taken away. Sillinger up the left side. Gives it along the near side for Fantilli. Crossing pass. Reichel coming back and disrupting that as it was headed for Werenski. Fantilli in the far corner. Werenski pinching toward the hash marks. Back down low to Fantilli. And he'll get it back to Marchment. Hands to Werenski. Throws it in front. Marchment between the circles tips that, and Swayman reaches out with a glove and grabs it.
Yeah, I go back to the conversation I had earlier today with Charlie Coyle. It was a very casual conversation. He's just like, yeah, this game means a lot more to us than it does to you guys, and they're playing like it. I mean, this has been a better period for the Bruins, no question, but Greaves been good when he's needed to be, and they got a little help from the crossbar or post that time off the tip by Garland.
11:06 to go here in this second period. Face off to the left of Jeremy Swayman. Won by the Blue Jackets. Werenski coming along the blue line. Tried to throw it in front. Blocked by Husnudinov. Coyle far circle. Pulls it off the wall. Werenski back at the left point. Shot it off the backboards. Comes out in front. Swayman able to cover it as Minton was holding off Wood there in front.
Well, a lot of people think Werenski should be included in the Norris Trophy candidate this year. Maybe sometimes gets overlooked because of some of the other guys that you see there, but he's one of 6 20-goal scoring defensemen this year. Care to guess the other 5?
Well, I know Evan Bouchard is one, right?
He just got there.
Yeah.
With the winner the other day.
Trying to go back through my Rolodex here. Think that over. Face-off pulled back in behind the net. Peak sending toward that far side wall. Husnudinov gets a stick in on it. Pasternak brings through center. On the left side, Hustadinov coming down the circle with the shot goes wide on the glove side. Pete kept alive at the blue line, pushed it back deep. Minton knocked off the puck in behind the net. Zadorov gets a heavy hit along the far side, and the puck gets knocked out of the zone. Zadorov's pass off the skate of Jeannot.
Zadorov's hit was on wood. Just went off on a line change.
Werenski, shouldered by Pasternak, plays the puck out of the zone. Marchenko will move it forward from the red line. Fantilli pushed it in behind the net. Marchman back to Fantilli. Got it out in front, but McAvoy was right there to take away. Pasternak played on for McAvoy. McAvoy tipped it into neutral ice, skates onto it himself. To his left, here's Corrali coming down the circle. Around behind the net with a stuffer near post. And Greaves got there to make the save and then covers up.
That's a nice job by Greaves to get over to that post with his left leg and pad right along the ice. Corrali with a strong move on his forehand to try to wrap that puck around.
So we'll take a timeout with 9:46 to go here in the second period. It's Columbus with a 3-0 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Just past midway point of this second period, Columbus with a 3-0 lead on the Bruins. Mike here alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Face-off coming up in the offensive zone. All right, so 20 goal scoring defensemen in the league right now.
There's 6 of them.
Schaefer's one of them, right?
Yep.
So I got Bouchard, I got Schaefer. You mentioned Werenski.
Yep. Halfway there, Schaefer's. He might be not only Norris, not only Rookie of the Year. Some people saying MVP.
Puck will get brought into the Bruins zone, sent toward the net. McAvoy able to get a stick in on it. Puck poked along the far wall. Corrali gets upended, pulled back toward the near side, and it'll be Aspero angled off the near boards and gets through Kastelik, and that'll be an icing. Is Makar one?
Oh yeah,
of course. And then the
I thought that would be the first one you'd get.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. The other one,
There's
think
2 more.
Jacob Chikrin.
Yep.
All right, I'm not sure about the last one.
This will be the toughest one to get. He's had an unbelievable year, and he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Ooh. Kastelik wins the face.
We might see him this week on Saturday.
Who are we playing on? Oh, Tampa. They have a 20-goal defenseman?
Yes. Career year.
Kastelik taking a face-off in the defensive zone. Aspero gets a stick in on Garland, but Garland able to regain. Werenski out of the left point. Puck pushed down toward the corner. Turned back toward the point. Werenski a drive. Castlewick blocked that. Jenner trying to get it back out in front. Garland and McAvoy were tangled. So were Corrali and Monahan in the near corner. Now Castlewick pushes it off the wall across the ice. Rolling puck. McAvoy gets over there and tries to swat it forward, and Fabro has it hit his stick and go out of play over the benches. Nice catch behind the Bruins bench by a fan about 5 rows deep.
No, I understand why you wouldn't get this guy because, I'd have to think about it too, but it's Radish.
That's right, he is.
And with Hedman being out for as long as he's been out and now out again for personal reasons, hope that's going, hope it's nothing serious, but Radish has had an unbelievable year. Right shot D, unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. Has never had this kind of numbers.
He's earning himself some money, that's for sure. Headed toward free agency. Puck will come deep here from Marchment. Swayman gives it along for Hampus Lindholm. Out toward the blue line, held in by Fantilli, but cleared right back out by Jokiharju. Arvidsson to his left for Zacha. Going toward the far wall to play away from Marchenko. Around the near side, Jokiharju pinching down toward the hash mark. Sends it back around. Zacha to Arvidsson coming through the high slot. Gives it back to Hampus. His shot gets blocked off toward the near wall. Jokiharju throws one off the outside of the net. Far corner, Hampus Lindholm pinching down there. And now Middlestat in a battle along the end boards with Matejchuk. Marchment will lift it out of the Columbus zone. And Zadorov retrieves. 7:35 to play here in the second period. Up the middle. Here's Minton to Husnudinov. High slot. Shot gets blocked, and that one flutters up over the glass out of play.
I'm going to keep harping on it because it's still the same thing. That was an odd man rush.
And no shot on goal.
No shot on goal. It's happened too many times today from the Bruins standpoint. You look at him and you say, well, you got a back checker, you got this, you got that. I understand that, but you have to make plays quickly. You have to make passes and decisions quickly in order to get some of these shots away. They're not all going to be clear-cut 3-on-2s, but you've had odd man rushes and you have not been able to. You've had plays kind of die on the vine.
Attack zone face-off for Minton, and he wins it back across to Zadorov, far side. Turns with it a couple of times, fires, loose puck in the slot. Pasternak finds it, turns and fires, and that one ends up coming out of the near corner for McAvoy. Put it in behind the net. Pasternak chasing a bouncing puck. Brings to the top of the face-off circle. Hands off over there for Zadorov. Got it to Husnudinov for a turnaround shot from that far circle, and Greaves made that stop. Pasternak along the near side, able to hold it in against Provorov, but now it's Werenski pushing up the far side for Coyle. Tossed in off the end boards. McAvoy there for Boston. 6:45 to go here in the period. Pasternak gives on to Reichel. To his left, Minton a shot, and a glove stop by Greaves with no traffic in front on that one. Hangs on.
So the second period, the way it's gone, unless these numbers change in the next minute or so, which they always can, Bruins have outshot Columbus 13-3 in this period, aided by one power play, but they came to play in the second period. But you're down 3-0 now. Greaves made some good saves, but you've cleaned up your game, you've played better. Now it's a matter of putting one home and putting some doubt in Columbus's minds.
Off this face-off, puck will be pulled in behind the net by Zamula. Off the near boards, overshot Lundestrom, and Reichel brings it back down toward the near corner, but runs into trouble there. Lundestrom coming back out through the neutral zone, dumps in from the red. Swayman reversed it toward the near side. Zamula runs into the referee.
Up with the referee. Yeah.
Don't hurt the referee. We've only got one left. Geekie inside the Columbus zone, over to Hampus Lindholm. Moves around Heinen, goes around behind the net, and then gets knocked off it by Fabro. Heinen will take from there. Sends the outlet. Geekie tried to step up at the blue line, couldn't. And here's Jenner moving in left circle. A shot blocker stops Swayman. And then he stops Jenner from firing it back out in front, trying to maybe bank it in off the Bruins goaltender. But Swayman denies. We'll take a timeout with 5:53 to go here in the second period. Columbus 3 and the Bruins nothing on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Care for a Truck Month trivia contest, Sam?
Oh, you know I can't resist, Hank.
Okay, fact. Truck Month happens only once a year.
Fact, it's the best time to buy a new Ford truck.
Fact. Ford F-Series is the best-selling lineup of trucks in America for 49 years.
Fact, America loves Ford Truck Month.
Fact. I agree with that fact.
Based on 1977 to 2025 CY Industry reported total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Upgrade your outdoor space with TimberTech. When it comes to decking, TimberTech stands out. No need to sand, stain, or seal. It's the best looking deck you'll find on the market. Build with confidence. Build with TimberTech, the #1 brand in premium decking. Ask for TimberTech the next time you visit CCL, right in Abington, or visit us online at cclco.com. CCL, 100% employee owned and operated.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
5:53 to play here in the second period. Bruins down 3-0. Don't forget, all season long, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity for every Bruins assist. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Yeah, 2 chances there for Boone Jenner on that odd man rush.
Here comes another one. Zadorov bringing up the right side, and a centering pass kept away from Jeannot, deflected over the glass.
Now, Geekie tried to get to that puck at the offensive blue line, just missed it, and it ends up being the 2-on-1 with Jenner coming down the left wing side. He elects to he took the shot, blocker side, that was stopped by Swayman, then he tracked down the rebound, and from below the goal line tried to bank it in off of Swayman. Something was said there, I think, between the two of them after that second opportunity.
Face-off will be to the left of Jet Greaves. Greaves has faced 21 Bruin shots in this one and stopped them all. Peak, trying to get it to the net. Hits Zadorov, who was moving through the near circle. Corrali along the near side wall, along with Jeannot. Puck gets batted out on a second effort here by Jenner. Since the coaching change, Greaves, obviously Columbus has played so much better. Greaves' goals against average in the game since the coaching change versus before has gotten better by a half a goal per game. As the puck rolls away from Zadorov and comes out of the zone.
He's had a good season.
Making his 46th start of the year. Previous career high was 11 games played in his short tenure in the NHL. Sillinger will start it out of the Columbus zone. From the red line, sends a bouncer toward Jeremy Swayman. Paddles that one on to Aspero. Long pass up the left side. Too far for Husnudinov, and an icing against the Bruins.
Fans Well Point is proud to honor our hometown heroes again this season and recognize the incredible people making a difference in their communities. Know someone who deserves to be honored? Nominate them today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Greaves overall this year, 24, 14, and 8 with a 2.55 goals against and a 910 save percentage, 2 shutouts. He is a restricted free agent at the end of the year, so would imagine a nice hefty bump coming his way. Face off to the left of Jeremy Swayman. Aspero gets it behind the net to McAvoy. Boston moving left to right here in this second period. Pasternak trying to spring Minton. He goes to the end wall along with Werenski. Puck into the far corner. Pasternak back to Aspero with the left point. McAvoy near side. Center blue line. Aspero. Shot gets blocked in the slot. And poked out of the zone by Sillinger along that far side. Pasternak trying to redirect it back in, picked off by Coyle, and he sends it toward the far side. Sillinger couldn't catch up to it before Aspera. McAvoy coming to the near corner, got it out to center. Monahan will play back into the Columbus zone. 4 minutes even to go here in the period.
I'm going to guess that whether it's late this period or early next period, there's going to be some changes to some of the lines. I mean, there's guys that they're trying to get going, obviously, right? That Geeky's one of them.
Sure.
In terms of goal scoring, I wouldn't be surprised to see him put back together with Pasternak here to start this third period.
Giveaway by Columbus coming out of the zone. Jokiharju fires. Directed off into the near corner. Werenski will bring forward here for the Blue Jackets. To his left here for Marchment. Left circle, sent it back for Werenski. Fanned on it. You got a 4-on-2 headed the other way. Arvidsson up the left side. Cuts to the top of the circle. Crossing pass, and Zaka's one-timer hit the outside of the net.
4-on-2. You better set up that time. Zaka missing the net wide to the short side.
Jokiharju from the red line. Sends it in. Garland got a piece of it. Settles down near corner. Provorov to Werenski and around the far side to Jenner. He'll rim it back around near side, but Peak will get to it first. Sends it down deep. Elias Lindholm gets it back to the far point. Zadorov to Peak at the near point. Center blue line Geeky. His effort gets blocked by Provorov. Ends up off the back glass. Gets through Zadorov on the far side and out. In the neutral zone, Garland able to disrupt things, and he'll head off on a change now. And they try to get Elias Lindholm.
He was open on the breakaway. He's got a breakaway if he hit that pass. Columbus went for a line change and left Lindholm alone.
Standing at the attacking blue line. Puck just too far out of his reach. On the far side, Sillinger. 2:10 to go here in the period. He skates it back in front of his goaltender. Coming up through neutral ice. And then turns over near the Boston line. Pasternak and Husnadinov. Husnadinov brings it across the line. Pasternak couldn't handle that pass. May have been tipped on the way. And brings it, comes back out into neutral ice. Heinen trying to lob it into the Bruins zone. It goes over the glass and out of play.
I mean, for as dialed in as they were yesterday on some of the plays, today there's been a lot of plays that have just fallen apart. That's a possible breakaway right there for Elias Lindholm if they connect on that pass. A probable breakaway. Peak was, saw him there. He tried to get it to him. Thought he was moving one direction. Lindholm was actually kind of drifting a little bit backwards and missed that pass. Missed the net on the 4-on-2.
Face-off coming just outside of the Boston blue line. By the way, Mathieu Olivier has not returned to the ice since he got out of the penalty box after serving the fighting major. He and Kastelik in 2 fights back-to-back in that first period.
And interesting that he even came out and sat in the box. That's just who he is.
Yeah. McAvoy backhanding one through center here.
Proud. I don't know the guy at all. But just the way he conducts himself, the way he handles himself, admire a lot about him.
Monahan to Fabro. Jeannot blocks his shot attempt. Tanner gives it long for Corrali coming through the neutral ice and try to fire ahead, but on nowhere near Kastelik, turns into an icing. Minute 10 to go here in the second period. Another face-off coming in the defensive zone.
I think he read Kastelik doing straight ahead as opposed to east-west. And that puck was designed to go off the back wall for Kastelik going north. If that makes any sense. He didn't expect him to zig and zag. He expected him to go straight ahead.
Kastelik will take the face-off in the D zone here against Fantilli. Blue Jackets win it. Werenski from the left point. Over to that far side. Provorov, shot blocked by McAvoy. Charlie in behind the net. Rims it around the far side. Provorov, though, gets there to keep in at the line. Down deep it comes. Fantilli and Aspero in a battle. Corrali started to grab that puck, and then it knocked away from him, and Swayman covers it at the far post. So another defensive zone face-off on the way.
I get the line change, though. You know, that was the icing. That group was still out there.
51.5 left in the period. Shots, you mentioned this earlier in the period. Shots are 13-4 in this second period in favor of the Bruins. Minton and Coyle stand in on this face-off. Coyle wins it. Provorov tried to hand off to Werenski as they crisscrossed, and they lost it out of the zone. Jokiharju off a dump in will turn it to the far side. Hampus Lindholm skates all the way to center ice across the Columbus line. Backhand pass over to Husnadina. Down the left circle he comes to the end boards. Turns it back to that far side. Hampus crossing past to Jokiharju. Trying to get it to the net. Sillinger in the way. Near side corner. Battle for possession. Comes back toward the blue line. And the Jackets will force it out into neutral ice. And then Wood shoots it into the Boston zone as he lunged after it. 10 seconds to go in the period. Hampus will play it back behind the Bruins net. Jokiharju is going to hang on to it back there. And so the Bruins get some pressure in that second period, but unable to chip away at this lead so far as Columbus continues with a 3-0 advantage over Boston through 40 minutes here at the Nationwide Arena. We will return with our second intermission in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Check out the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, all from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.49% APR on a 2026 Pilot, a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport or 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
Bob's a financial professional who's currently enjoying a win-win scenario, meeting with a valued client and enjoying a round of golf. But Bob's used to win-win scenarios because he works with Mass Mutual, who not only provides the freedom and flexibility to offer his clients products and solutions that meet their needs, they offer Bob the autonomy, compensation, and optional home office support that meet his. Win-win. Success for your clients and yourself. The feeling is Mass Mutual. Learn more at massmutual.com/wealthmanagement.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey everyone, Adnan and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Rich McKinnon, president of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union. Service Credit Union supports our health, safety, and financial well-being of Massachusetts firefighters with competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal member-first service. They put people before profits and stand with the first responders who answer the call to protect and serve every day. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Join thousands who are making a difference and become a member today at servicecu.org/73 reasons.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Hampus Lindholm moving toward the slot, has it picked off, and odd man rush coming here if they can get going. Connor Garland drops it off for the trailer. Jenner, he scores. And Columbus strikes first. Just over 6 minutes in, it's 1-0. Yeah, Boone Jenner's goal at 6:17 of the first was one of 3 straight for Columbus in that first period, and they continue to lead it 3-0 at the end of 2 as we're back here for our second intermission with Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Saw some pushback there from the Bruins in that second period. Certainly a much better second period than the first, but unable to find a way to get the puck into the back of the net, and they can't chip away at the lead in that second stanza there.
No. Well, all right, baby steps.
Right.
Because the first period was so bad. They weren't ready to play. And now you dig yourself out of a hole and you're chasing the game. Yeah, the second period was way better. Yeah, is that Columbus taking their foot off the gas, or is that the Bruins saying, all right, we got to play? And probably like to think a little bit of both, but yeah, you're not able to score, but okay, baby steps, like I said, and it doesn't mean you can't chip away in the third period, but denting the back of the net's going to be, it's been an issue for them so far, and the reason it's been an issue for them is they've had odd man rushes. Now they haven't been, like I said, we were talking about during the period, they haven't been like a clear-cut 2-on-1. They haven't been a clear-cut 3-on-2 or 4-on-2 with no back checkers. They're going to close the gap at some point. So you have to make your decision quick. You have to make the right decision. You have to keep your feet moving or delay. If that's the right move, if that's the right play, with or without the puck. And they've had opportunities, and they have not gotten shots on goal. The best chance, if you want to call it that, was Zaka on the 3-on-2. Partial 4-on-2, and he got a shot, but he missed the net short side. There's been opportunity there, and the thing with the Bruins is they're not a team that's built to score off the rush,
right?
Per se, they're a team that's built to get the puck in the offensive zone, to grind teams down. The goal by Arvidsson yesterday was a great example. Long shift. Tire Minnesota out by not allowing them to touch the puck. Have we seen that tonight? No. To play to your strengths, win battles, wear a team down. The strength of their game is not scoring off the rush. I'd love it to be. You'd like to see it sometimes, and you do see it sometimes. But tonight, I think it's let them down when they've had opportunities off the rush to not only get a shot and a chance, but also to break down a defense and have them, stuck out there for a little while after an initial chance. But Columbus done a nice job in sense of urgency of getting themselves back and breaking up some plays. And when they haven't, their goaltender and Greaves has been there. He's been good. He's made a couple of good saves. But I think you can count on one hand how many grade A chances the Bruins have had here today. There were more opportunities. There were more pucks to the net. There was more zone time in the second period, certainly than the first. But, are they making life difficult enough on Greaves to dent the back of the net? So whether it's off the rush or whether it's off that cycle down low and getting pucks to the net and getting bodies to the net and making him work, I don't think they've done nearly enough of it.
I ask you specifically about the first period defensively because
I don't know.
Because the second period they didn't have to play a whole lot of defense. I mean, Columbus didn't do a whole lot offensively in that second period.
Most of the zone time was in there were over 30 shot attempts for the Bruins in that period.
Yeah.
In the second period alone. That tells you where the puck was most of the period. But the first period, there were guys that just weren't ready to play. I mean, there's no other way around it. You have such a good game yesterday, and they deserved all the credit in the world for the way that they played yesterday. And we gave them plenty of praise yesterday's game, and they deserved it. But certainly they deserved, the first period and having question the way that they came out because they weren't ready. There were a lot of guys. I'll go back to the quote right up here in the press box area from one of the Bruins people. There were a lot of guys who didn't have their big boy pants on ready to play today in the first period. That's coming from the Bruins.
This is not, as you said, some of their regulation losses are, their last 4 regulation losses were teams out of the playoffs at that point.
You had to expect a sense of urgency.
Today is not one of those games.
Minnesota didn't have a ton of urgency.
Right.
I'd still give the Bruins credit for the way they play, but Minnesota didn't have a ton of urgency.
Right, because they're locked in.
They're locked in.
They're going
Columbus
to the postseason.
has urgency, and they came out ready to play in the first, and the Bruins didn't have that answer.
So we'll see what they can come up with in the third period here. It's Columbus with a 3-0 lead on Boston through 40 minutes. Time now for our Music of the Game, brought to you by Live Nation. Legendary guitar icons Joe Satriani and Steve Vai unite as Satch Vai Band. See them at Leaderbank Pavilion on May 20th. Get your tickets now at livenation.com. We'll check the out-of-town scores when we return here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Granite Group, the region's home for everything in plumbing, heating, cooling, and energy products, has opened its first South Shore branch in Braintree, located right off Granite Street at 100 Bay State Drive. The Granite Group proudly features world-class brands like State water heaters. When it comes to durability and efficiency, no one does it like State. Contractors visit the Granite Group in Braintree for exclusive daily specials and in-house promotions. You'll find a friendly team dedicated to giving you easy access to the products you need to make your job easier and your work life better. Learn more at thegranitegroup.com.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Felger here, and here's your spring scouting report from Burgess Pest. Termites swarm once a year, and that time is now. They look like flying ants, but they're worse. Ticks, they turn active as soon as the weather warms, and mice, still in your walls from the winter. That's New England. Spring means pests are back, so I call in the pros at Burgess Pest. Family owned for nearly 100 years. Local, fast, and year-round protection starts at just $39 a month. When pest season starts, Burgess finishes the job. That's why I use them, and you should too. BurgessPest.com. Built for New England, built to stop pests.
This is Sean Grandy. 98.5 The Sports Hub is looking for our Wendy's Junior broadcaster. Parents, tell us why your child is the team's biggest basketball fan and why he or she should be the next Wendy's Junior broadcaster. One lucky winner will score a 4-pack of game tickets and a pregame meet and greet with Grandy and Max. Autographed team merch and cool Wendy's swag. For a chance to win, visit the contest page at 985thesportshub.com. Be sure to stop into your local Wendy's to choose your big, biggie, or biggier meal options.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
Second intermission here in Columbus. The Blue Jackets leading the Bruins by the score of 3-0. We take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. Final from earlier this afternoon, Rangers 3-1 winners over the Florida Panthers. At the end of 2 periods, Nashville and Tampa are tied at 1. Montreal Canadiens leading the Carolina Hurricanes at the end of 2, 3-1. Other games later on tonight has Chicago visiting New Jersey. Philadelphia will play host to the Dallas Stars later on tonight. And here in Columbus, 3-0 Blue Jackets lead the Bruins after 2 periods. Third period action coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program, shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a hometown hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Check out CCL Homescapes for your Anderson 400 series windows and doors for your next project. Anderson is the #1 trusted window and door brand. CCL, your go-to supplier for Anderson 400 series windows and doors. Visit us online or come and see us in person in Abington. CCL, 100% employee owned and operated.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
And we don't have an audio highlight on this one because we're going way, way back to this date in 1929. How about that? In late March, this was the date that the Bruins clinched the first Stanley Cup in franchise history. A 2-1 victory over the New York Rangers. The Bruins winning that series 2-0. It was a best-of-3 back then for the Cup final. Bill Carson scored the Cup-winning goal at 18:02 of the third period. That Bruins team, 7 future Hall of Famers as they win the first Cup in franchise history. We head to the third period here in Columbus. It's the Blue Jackets with the only 3 goals in this game, a 3-0 lead. All of those goals coming in the first period. Boone Jenner's 11th from Connor Garland at 6:17. Mason Marchment's 18th from Ivan Provorov and Kirill Marchenko at 7:45. And then Charlie Coyle with a power play goal, his 18th from Marchenko and Marchment, capped the scoring at 19:32 of that third period. A scoreless second saw the Bruins outshoot Columbus 12-5. The 2-period totals are 20-17 in favor of Boston. The attempts are 45-35 in favor of Boston, heavily tilted in their favor in that second period. But Jet Greaves has been solid for Columbus, and they will try to hold off the Bruins for 20 more minutes. That's a big one for the Blue Jackets. A win here would get them back in front of Pittsburgh in the Metro Division and pull them even with the New York Islanders, who are currently in second place in the Metro heading into today's play. Bruins came in 4 points clear of Ottawa and Detroit, who are the first two teams outside the playoffs, and 3 points ahead of the Blue Jackets, with these teams holding the first and second wild cards. All right, ready to get the third underway. Bruins will go from right to left on offense here and control the puck first. McAvoy trying to feed it through the center circle for Middlestat. Had it taken away, and Provorov fires a shot off of the blocker of Jeremy Swayman. On the far side wall, puck batted away from Zacha. Marchenko's got it far circle against Aspero. Turns it back toward Fantilli, poked away from him, but kept in at the line. Top of the near circle now, Fantilli. Back to Goodbranson. Shoots it around the wall to the far side, and Arvidsson will carry out into the middle for Zacha. Across the Columbus line with a shot. Blocker saved by Greaves. Near side circle. Zacha got it to Middlestat. Able to slip a check in the corner. Middlestat finds a lane in behind the net. To the far side for Jokiharju. Over to Hampus Lindholm. Near circle. Pasternak gives back to Hampus. Shot tipped on by Middlestat. Greaves got the pad on it. And the puck will be cleared off the high glass near side by Marchment.
Really good work by Middlestat on that shift, right? He's able to outmaneuver Marchment for that puck.
Usnadinov puts one just wide on the glove side as he came right down the slot. Hampus Lindholm able to win a battle out near the blue line to keep in, but then went down on a 2-on-1 here for Columbus. Miles Wood stepping in right circle. Swayman at the top of his crease makes that save, no rebound.
It's another confidence save made by Swayman. We said that first period could have gotten away from the Bruins. I mean, it did in a way, right? 3-0, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Second period, the Bruins, controlled the play. The joke is start time was 6 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. So, but you give up a 2-on-1 right there. You're trying to push the pace at the offensive end. I get it.
Jeremy Swayman just into duty for the second day in a row. Only the second time in his NHL career that he has done that. First time since 2021.
It's not the reason they're down 3-0.
It is not. He
has
not been a problem
to the
today
reason
at all.
that they're down 3-0.
Puck directed up into the air, bouncing puck. Forced out of the zone by Corrali. Dumped
I'm
right
sure
back in
there will
by
be
Garland.
those that second guess it, though.
There always are. Especially when it comes to goaltenders, it feels like.
Do we know any of those guys that will second guess it?
None of them worked from 2 to 6 in the afternoon. Kastelik batting one forward. Monahan, and it back in toward his own netminder. Around to Garland near side.
Hey, when you lose, it's always open for second guessing.
Sure.
So.
But there are games that a goaltender will cost you. There are games that a goaltender will win you. There are games that it probably doesn't matter who's in net for you, because the guys in front of him aren't doing anything well. It's gotten better here for the Bruins, but they need some offense. Igor Zamula will take it toward the far side circle. Loaded deep here by Lundestrom. Aspero backhands it toward the far side. Geekie kicks it off the wall. Cross ice pass through center here for Lindholm. Around behind the net. Greaves got a piece of it as he goes back into the trapezoid. Hampus Lindholm near side, couldn't hold it. Just outside of the Columbus blue line. Blue Jackets regain. Provorov over to the far side. Just over 3 minutes gone here in the third period. Columbus would be very happy with a nice, boring third period here. Provorov coughs it up at center ice. Here's Zacha coming back the other way. He's all by himself, coming down the left circle. Turns, deals it back to Hampus Lindholm at the point. He throws one toward the slot. Arvidsson looking for the tip. Arvidsson's got it now on the far side from Jokiharju, out near the blue line. Arvidsson shot that blocked. Nobody knew where it was. Got tied up in somebody's equipment.
Yeah. Finally came down, and the shot goes wide. Should have been a high stick, no?
I don't know. Garland able to feather one into the Boston zone before he gets hit by Arvidsson, who lost his helmet. He's headed back to the bench. Middlestat to Zacha from between the circles. Pass through the neutral zone, trying to get Pasternak at the attacking blue line, but that pass didn't get through.
So I anticipated maybe a change with the forward lines, but we won't see it yet.
Not so far. Dump in glove here by Swayman, and he's forced to hold it with some pressure. 4:05 gone here in the third.
Yeah, I thought we might see it to start this third period, but maybe a Pasternak and Geeky getting them reunited, try to spark something offensively.
Face-off will be to Jeremy Swayman's right. Geeky, no shots on goal today. About 10 minutes of ice time through 2 periods. As he continues to try to find it here. 12 straight without a goal coming into this one. Showed about as much frustration as you'll ever see from him yesterday after he misfired on a one-time attempt. He fanned on it. I mean, just obliterated his stick when he got back to the bench.
Completely whiffed on it.
Yeah.
He was in the left wing circle all alone.
Werenski coming through center here to the top of the left circle. McAvoy gets in the way of his shot, directs it out of play.
Werenski, he just goes about his business, right? I mean, you don't hear a lot about him. Coming into this period, he had 9 shot attempts. You know, he played over 30 minutes yesterday against San Jose. He just does his job, and he does it really well. You know, and the 20-plus goals and the points. He doesn't get as much fanfare as some of the other defensemen.
I would imagine that just comes with the territory of playing in Columbus.
I guess, but I mean, you know, Makar and Quinn Hughes, and you know, even when Fox was winning it in New York, the Norris I'm talking about.
Right. Puck goes out.
I don't think he gets enough credit.
He is likely to set a new career high. He's got 77 points in 66 games right now. He had 82 last year. That is his career high.
Yeah, a lot of people want Evan Bouchard considered. Schaefer going to get some recognition. I don't know. He's getting recognition for Rookie of the Year.
Sure.
And like I said earlier, some people said MVP. You know, like where are the Islanders without Schaefer?
Right.
But where are they without Sorokin too? I mean, Sorokin's having a great year. So
yeah, I mean, Sorokin's, you know, top candidate for the Vezina this year. Puck in the near side corner, kick back toward the end wall, back behind Swayman. Elias Lindholm getting harassed going to that far side.
Kucherov's got to be getting a lot of votes for MVP, does he not?
I would think so. Especially since they've been missing Hedman for a good chunk of the year. Deep inside Boston territory here. 5.5 gone by in this third period. Standing back behind the net as the Bruins finish a change. Up the left side comes Hampus Lindholm to the red line. Dump in toward the far corner. And
Pasternak just got his stick chopped out of his hands trying to get in there first on that forecheck.
No penalty.
No.
Frustration.
He wanted one.
Yeah, he was hands up looking at the referee.
I'm in the middle on that. You know, it didn't break his stick.
Puck thrown to the net here.
You know,
Wood right in front.
Depending on the severity of the slash, is it warranted for a penalty or not, or do you just need to hold on to your stick?
Right. Remember, we have one referee on the ice right now, as the other had to depart after being hit by a shot from Nikita Zadorov in this second period. Arvidsson angles one across ice. Zacha gets it back to McAvoy just inside the blue line. Shot, scores! Arvidsson was in front. That puck finds its way through Greaves, and the Bruins with 13:31 to go are on the board.
Yeah, I think it's McAvoy. Yeah, this wrist shot, he gets to the middle of the ice. He gets a nice pass from Zacha. Takes a step or two to the middle. Gets this shot through. He's got a nice screen there from Arvidsson in front, moving, kind of a moving screen by Arvidsson. He's in a battle with Provorov, but Zacha wins the battle. Down low, gets it back to the point, work it low to high, get the wrist shot through. Chip away.
A 2-goal game with 13:31 left. For Charlie McAvoy, his 11th of the season. Now Zacha will push in.
His road scoring streak continues, huh, for McAvoy?
Yeah. Aspero will play it across to that far side. McAvoy to the near side. Middlestat sends across to the far side. Arvidsson coming down that right wing. Took a hit in the far corner from Zamula. Around the near side it'll come Aspero. Now Middlestat trying to backhand up toward the point. Instead it goes back in behind. And Zamula will wrap it around that far side. And that one was tipped on its way through. So Aspero had to hustle back for it. McAvoy to Elias Lindholm. Sends forward here for Geekie. Reichel takes a hit from Goodbranson along the far side. Puck hit a skate. Here's Geekie with a shot. That one gets blocked off Matejchuk. Monahan throws it back out toward the red line. Able to slap it off the stick of Zadorov. Back toward Jeremy Swayman. Bruins start to break out here. Geekie cutting over by the Boston bench. Here's Zadorov coming through center ice across the Columbus line. Centering pass, and Elias Lindholm wide open on that right circle. The puck just jumped on him.
It's there for him. Again, you know, you get these rushes. That's an opportunity lost right there. He's in a great shooting position if he handles that pass, and it blew up on him when it got to his stick.
Hampus Lindholm from the Bruins zone. Pass ahead to the blue line here for Ustindinov. Minton down the left circle. Behind the net, Pasternak. Pasta sidesteps a check, coming toward the near side. Back to Hampus at the point. To the center blue line he goes. Pasternak, top of the circle, turns and fires, and Greaves cradles that one. Still 11:43 to go in this one. Bruins are on the board now, trailing 3-1 here in Columbus on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Miller time. It only happens if you make it happen. So say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Live a little. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey folks, it's Brian from Norfolk Power. Spring is sprung and deals are here. Give your machines the treatment they deserve after a hectic winter season. And let our technicians come to you. Mobile service technicians are highly trained and fully equipped to get your machine the TLC it desperately needs after that crazy winter. Plus, with our Attach Pro program, let us swap you from snow to mow so you're ready for warmer weather projects. Text or call 508-384-0011 to book today. That's 508-384-0011.
Travel doesn't just show students the world, it reveals who they can become. For many students, the barrier isn't curiosity, but cost. Hi, this is Greg Bottenhorn, CMO of Jasby. We believe travel can change a student's life, and we're proud to partner with the Suddy Youth Foundation, helping students without the resources experience the world with their classmates. The Suddy Youth Foundation has impacted over 10,000 students and awarded $1.8 million in scholarships. If you're a teacher with a student who could benefit, or you'd like to donate, visit sytayouthfoundation.org, because all youth deserve the chance to see the world and their place in it.
John Stewart Drain Cleaning is currently hiring professional, hard-working drain technicians for the Woburn and Norwood locations. John's offers an average annual pay well over $100,000 and has the best benefits in the industry. To apply, visit the About Us page at johnstewart.com.
We get the job done.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Bruins fans, the latest Bruins Authentics auction is live. Don't miss your chance to place your bids on the game-used home set 2 jerseys, including the sweater worn by David Pasternak when he passed Bobby Orr for 7th place in the Bruins all-time points list. Visit BruinsAuthentics.com to place your bids. The auction runs through Thursday at 10 p.m. Bruins down 3-1 with 11:43 left here in regulation. Face-off coming in the attack zone for Minton. Coyle beats him on the draw. Fabro from the near corner to Sillinger, and now to Coyle at center ice. Redirected in to the far corner of the Bruins zone. McAvoy, Ustindinov touched it along for Minton, bringing through center ice on the left side. Overshot Pasta with that pass, but Bruins still able to get it deep, and we have a penalty coming on the play.
Slashing. So, I think it's Sillinger.
Number 4 is a 2-minute minor slashing.
You remember the one that they didn't call earlier when Pasternak was complaining?
Yeah. So the Bruins down 2 go to the power play here with 11:33 left in this third period, and we'll get our second look at this new look power play unit.
Wow. Unless I'm seeing something different, I don't see a slash, but it's up to the Bruins to take advantage. You see bad calls go either way.
And Zaka, Arvidsson.
Unless there was something I missed there on that replay.
Zaka, Arvidsson, Middlestat, Pasternak, and McAvoy. Here's McAvoy. Oh, it hit the post. Where is it in?
It's in.
It's in. McAvoy took the shot. Zaka got the tip under the bar and out. And the Bruins make it 3-2 with a power play goal.
Yeah, good battle here off the face-off. The face-off in the left wing circle to the right of Greaves. And the Bruins are going to win this battle and eventually get the puck back to the point. You know, Coyle does a good job on the face-off, but Arvidsson stays with it, gets it rotated back to McAvoy. And then McAvoy, he's got Zaka alone in the middle. They're making sure that this puck went in. You know what? I'm not sure it did, but Arvidsson's pretty certain he was right there. Getting a look at the good replay from up top. Yeah, it's in.
So it hits hit the right post and then hit the back bar and came back out.
Great tip by Zaka. Good shot with a purpose by McAvoy, but it starts with winning a battle off the faceoff.
So remember at TD Garden in the third period yesterday when things started to feel tense when Minnesota cut it back to a one-goal game? Kind of getting that feeling here in Columbus right now.
Chip away. Take it. I mean, hey, the power play has been due to bail them out. And they do right there.
Crowd comes alive trying to urge the Blue Jackets on with a chant of CBJ. Werenski deep in his own zone.
There'd be a different chant at different arenas.
They're a friendly bunch here.
Yes,
in
they
Ohio.
are. They are.
Zadorov in the neutral zone, able to keep it away from Marchenko. Werenski volleys it back through center. And Zadorov again turning with it along the near boards. Geeky's got it. Brings from his own blue line to the red. Cuts to his left, coming across the blue. On the near side wall, he'll backhand it deep. Corrali.
He's at the end of his shift. Corrali is. He's got to get off.
Tried to get a battle with Provorov there and just didn't have it left in him. Hampus Lindholm to Geeky. Tipped across the line. Knocked right back out. That's a hand pass, is it not?
Yes.
Officials missed that.
Remember, there's one less.
Yeah, batted from the defensive zone out into the neutral zone.
Should have definitely been a hand pass.
Geeky back inside his own zone. Over to the far side.
2-on-1.
Jokiharju gets it ahead. Here's Elias Lindholm, top of the circle for Reichel. Got through him and off the end wall.
They didn't recognize that quick enough.
Hampus Lindholm throws one toward the slot. Kicked off to the far side and volleyed back out towards center. Hampus Lindholm went to reach up for it, and Jenner hit him, and then
there's a hand
we didn't
pass.
get a hand pass there. Take a timeout. 9:33 to go here in the third period. Bruins are back in it, down 3-2. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Check out CCL Homescapes for your Anderson 400 Series windows and doors for your next project. Anderson is the #1 trusted window and door brand. CCL, your go-to supplier for Anderson 400 Series windows and doors. Visit us online or come and see us in person in Abington. CCL, 100% employee owned and operated.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Pavel Zacha's power play goal, our electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. That power play goal at 8:43 as the Bruins down by 1. Zacha from McAvoy and Arvidsson.
It's a gift. It's a gift of a power play. I mean,
yeah.
Cylinder really, unless, like I said, I missed something there, but you see a whole lot. But the Bruins take advantage of it.
And
now
they're
get
going to get another power play here as McAvoy gets taken down.
That's his Boone Jenner. He was trying to jump up into the play. They had a set play off the face-off. They were talking about it. Columbus jumped it. The pass was intended for Arvidsson in the middle, and then McAvoy was flying up the right wing, and Jenner gets the tripping call here. The face-off's going to come to the same side it was, and now you got Arvidsson and Garland going at it. Garland shouldn't even been out there. He's not going to kill the penalty, so.
So the Bruins 1 for 2 on the power play today, having just scored for only their 8th power play goal in the last 17 games.
Face-off, same side, same place.
Zacha against Coyle near circle. Coyle wins this one.
He actually won the other one.
McAvoy holds in at the line. Off the near side boards to Pasternak. Throws one toward the front. Here's Arvidsson in behind. Middlestad in the right corner. Deflected puck. McAvoy gets back to it in time at the blue line. Gives it to Zacha. Turning top of the far circle to Middlestad. Back for McAvoy, was cocked and ready, but Monahan gets a stick in there before it got to him. Middlestad from the top of the circle toward the corner to Zacha. He carries it back out to the top of the circle. Near side, Pasternak had it blocked by Provorov. Pasternak at the hash marks near side to the dot. Gives it down low to Arvidsson. Back in front, tipped wide by Pasternak from between the circles. On the near corner, Bruins able to keep alive. Arvidsson diving at the blue line to keep in and plays it around Coyle. Here's Pasternak, high slot, going to his right. We got a Blue Jacket without a stick, and Provorov gets the clear.
Pasternak wants that one back. He wanted to make a pass there, even though he's in great shooting position. Moving from left to right, right through the middle of the ice.
55 seconds left on the power play. Bruins coming back through center ice here. Elias Lindholm rims it around. Sillinger sent it back behind the net. Goodbranson tried to hammer it around. It kicks back out through the slot. Grabbed by Sillinger, 2-on-1 short-handed. Sillinger down the left, circle a shot wide of Swayman. Long carom to Elias Lindholm. He'll give it to a cutting Pasternak coming through neutral, and Sillinger comes back and takes it from him.
Yeah, Pasternak's been out there the whole power play. He's going to go off now.
Cleared all the way back down to Swayman.
You hear that stick slam over there on the boards?
Yeah.
That's Pasternak.
And the door as well. 18 seconds to go on the power play.
He wanted that one back.
Bruins can't gain entry. Werenski sends it back to Swayman. Jenner standing in the box, about to come out. Jeannot gets it into the attack zone here. Minton throws one in front, gloved by Greaves. Right as the power play expires, Fabro gets in the face of Tanner Jeannot after a little snow flew. So 1 for 3 on the power play. Bruins still down 1 with 7:23 remaining.
Fans, check out the upcoming Hardest Working Player of the Week content on 985thesportshub.com Bruins page, brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
Bruins will get another face-off in this attack zone. Down to our left.
Pasternak still angry with himself that time. I mean, he knew it. He's just still shaking his head over there on the bench.
His next goal would be his 30th of the year for the 9th time in his career, which would set a Bruins franchise record.
He was looking for a backdoor pass there.
Corrali wins a faceoff. Here's Zadorov from the near wall. Throws one to the net. Greaves got it off the pad. Marchenko surrounded along the near side. Corrali whips it around to the far side boards. Peak sends it right back in deep. Corrali lets it go to Jeannot near corner to Castellan. Puck jumped away from him near circle, but Jeannot has it. Behind the net, Corrali. Off the far wall to Peak. Wines, fires, knocked down in front as Kastelik tried to tip it. Kastelik, far corner. Able to win a battle against Fantilli. Corrali back to Peak. To Zadorov near point. Zadorov with a shot. Gets blocked up out of play.
Yeah. Is that Marchenko coming out to block that? I'd like to see Zadorov get his feet moving to the middle of the ice there to try to improve the angle and try to get him out of the shooting lane. Marchenko's kind of already committed down on one knee coming out at him. You want to get the shot through. You want to get a ball, the puck down low where your forwards can try to get into a battle, either to tip or to get a rebound. But Marchenko has a good block out high, making himself as big as possible there.
Minton, Husnudinov, and Pasternak come out here with 6:43 left in this third period. And another face-off in the offensive zone. And Werenski able to get it to the blue line, but not out. Aspero fires it off the end wall around to the far side. McAvoy, he tried to twist around Jenner, and then Jenner goes down. McAvoy's stick went with him, and the Bruins are going to take the penalty here.
Yeah, it'd be McAvoy going to the box and taking down Jenner. He just got his stick in there. It's a frustrated man. He made a good move coming off the wall. He tried to spin, take that puck off the wall. And Jenner, a better defensive play to be able to get to it.
Boston penalty number 73, 2-minute minor, tripping.
So for Columbus, it will be their third power play of the game.
Yeah, just got his stick in between the feet of Jenner.
.6:31 to go. And a faceoff will be in the Bruins defensive zone. Correct myself, second power play for Columbus in this game. Scored on their first. Off this faceoff. Hampus Lindholm trying to shield that puck behind the net. Husnudinov helps keep it back there, and now Hampus will clear. Werenski back in the Columbus zone. Deals to Marchenko coming through center ice from the blue line. He'll send it in just wide of Swayman. Gets to it first. Brought toward the near side and off for Fantilli. Marchman to Werenski, back to Marchman on the right side. Down toward the corner. Fantilli back for Werenski at the blue line. Fantilli top of the right circle. Down low Marchman. Up top Werenski, top of the circle. Marchman crossing pass. Husnudinov gets a stick on it. It was intended for Marchenko. In behind the net, Hampus Lindholm played toward the near side, but held in as Coyle gets it to Werenski. Marchman along the right circle. 40 seconds or a minute to go on the power play. As a loose puck in front, cleared by Elias Lindholm. Werenski comes back to get it from Greaves with 5:20 to go.
Good as Werenski is, right? 20 goal scorer, great on the power play. He was on the second power play on the Team USA. I don't know if there is a second power play, but
puck around the far side boards. Backhanded deep again by Marchenko. Around the near side it comes. Kastelik helps force it out. Werenski back at his own blue line. Turns back again with Corrali in the neutral zone, providing some token pressure. Now brought forward. The Taychuk pass to Jenner. Down the left circle he comes. Loose puck in front. Swayman got it and then batted it up over the net as he was down. Kastelik pushed in behind here for Aspero. He'll clear it high up off the glass and down the ice. McAvoy comes out. So the Bruins kill it off with 4.5 to go, down 1. The Taychuk's pass through the neutral zone is tipped deep by Lundestrom. Jokiharju into the near corner for Hampus Lindholm. Center ice Arvidsson at the red line near side, and Middlestat just inside the Columbus zone. Puck batted around and fired toward the far corner here. Middlestat going in behind the net. Provorov got it back to that far side corner, but Zacha is there. Hampus Lindholm at the left point, center blue line. Jokiharju backing toward the near side. Shot gets blocked. Hampus will keep it alive near side. for Arvidsson, near circle. Got it back to Yogi-Haru, right circle shot. Save made by Greaves.
You're drifting away from the net, though. Get that puck in the middle and stay there.
Hampus Lindholm over towards Zacha. Zacha back to Hampus at the left point. Center blue line, Yogi-Haru headed toward the right side. Back to Hampus, center blue line. Shot, looking for a tip from Zacha, who was coming out from behind the net.
You had to pick that out of the air. Couldn't do it.
And
what an effort by Sillinger.
Oh, diving and batting that puck around Hampus Lindholm and out of the zone.
Lindholm was walking towards the net if he has that puck on his stick, and Sillinger dives to get it out.
3:10 to play. Bruins down 3-2. Pasternak from his own blue line. Gives to Aspero, cutting up ice. Carries in. It puts a shot just wide. Ricochet off the back of the net. Fantilli far circle. Well, we'll get it back out to center ice. Pasternak was back there to play it. On to Geekie. Now it's Aspero. Banks a pass towards center ice. Minton let it go. Pasternak's got it. Gets Geekie in across the line. Cutting toward the right circle with a shot. And Greaves takes that in the chest and hangs on. 2:41 to go as the Bruins try to find a way to tie it. They're down 3-2 here on the road on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Bruins. The Shaw's and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 98.5thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
2:41 to go in regulation. Bruins down 3-2. They have trailed since the 6:17 mark of the first period. We're down 3-0 coming here into the third. Before goals from Charlie McAvoy and Pavel Zacha. McAvoy, Zacha, and Arvidsson combining on both of those goals, 2 points apiece. Face off inside the attack zone, but the Blue Jackets win it. Comes around toward the near side corner, and Minton able to get to it first against Goodbranson. Loose puck along the near circle. Minton in a battle with Heinen along the near wall. Husnudinov digs in with a stick as well. Puck moved out toward the blue line and cleared by Jenner. Peak coming back into the Boston zone. Lundestrom on his tail. Pass up the near side for Minton. Pass through center ice, and Heinen gets a stick there.
Yeah, had Geekie going.
Hampus Lindholm holds the Columbus line into the far corner. Geekie takes a hit, but got it free. Husnudinov coming behind the net. Off the near wall, back to the point. Swayman makes a break for the bench. McAvoy's shot got blocked. Loose puck far circle. Jenner gets a stick on it. Pasternak at the blue line. Tried to pass it across. Kicked back out of the zone. McAvoy able to recover against Lundestrom in the neutral zone. 1:42 to go. Hampus gives it to Pasternak. From the red line, dumps it in. Off the back wall to the side of the net. Around the near side it'll come. At the blue line, McAvoy to Middlestat. Flips it back toward McAvoy at the blue line. On to the near circle. Pasternak Thought he touched that with a high stick, but apparently not. Top of the circle. Down low, Arvidsson trying to get it in front. And Greaves against the near
He has
post.
it.
Bruins think they've scored here.
I don't think so. Great. He was right along the short side post. They're asking. They're going to look at it. Nobody knew where that puck was. He actually had it underneath him, but he's right up against the short side post.
There were 2 attempts there by Arvidsson. First one hit Werenski's skate.
Referee's in great spot. Coming in. Well, not great spot, but coming in from the boards. He can't see if that puck's in it. I don't think it went in, but they are going to look at it.
So
this comes from the league.
Right. Referee Kyle Raymond will go over and get on the headset
with the league to see if they could see anything. We haven't seen it overhead yet. Bruins are acting like it's not a goal. They're taking this like a timeout. They've got the whole group over at the bench.
Can't tell where that puck is. So we get a look on the Jumbotron of the official looking at the
We haven't had it overhead. I don't think there's any way to, from the view that we've seen, from the replay we've seen, there's no way to tell if it went in or not.
Now, Arvidsson was the guy who first behind the net kind of pointed toward the back, toward the back.
I think that was more of a
net.
hope point.
Yeah, that got Pasternak to put his arms up in the air. And
interesting who they have out here, though. Right? Zaka line, Pasternak, McAvoy.
I mean, the Zaka line has to be out there. They're scoring by far more than anybody else on this team right now. Looking at a camera angle from inside the net, you can't see a puck anywhere.
And Greaves does a nice job
After
of
the
not.
review, the call on the ice stands. There's no goal. The puck is not completely.
He does a nice job of dragging that leg out from behind the goal line, or from the goal line. You know, don't lift that leg up. You don't want anybody on the top camera to see, in case it does sneak in there. Yeah, there's no way to determine.
So gave everybody a breather here with 1:16 to go. So the Zaka line, Pasternak, Elias Lindholm, and McAvoy here. It's off the face-off. Pasternak helps it back to McAvoy. Back to Pasternak from the near side wall. Tried to one-time it, it got blocked.
Yeah,
Put
hit
it
a
out
leg.
to center. Pasternak chased back into the Bruins zone by Coyle, and now McAvoy turns in front of the empty net.
Coyle,
we
no
get a minute
stick.
to go. Coyle lost his stick. McAvoy coming through center. On the left side, he's got Arvidsson. Penalty coming. Pasternak walking toward the high slot to the left circle. McAvoy, a shot that goes up and over the net. Pasternak couldn't hold the line. He's got to wait for everybody to get back in, then just shoots one in on goal. Werenski will touch it.
He waited forever because
smart move.
He didn't want to play it.
41.4 to go. Yeah, the Bruins, Pasternak.
Now you get a timeout.
Was outside the blue line. Wanted to play that back in, but his whole line was offside.
So Coyle had lost his stick up the ice, and then Jenner trips up McAvoy. Those two have been tripping each other this whole period. Twice by Jenner, once by McAvoy.
Timeout here with the goaltender pulled. It will be a 6-on-4 power play for the Bruins to try and tie this game with 41.4 seconds remaining.
No way you can lose this face-off clean, and no way you should get, how do you put it, outmanned on a puck, on a 50-50 puck.
Right.
You got a 6-on-4.
Yeah.
You know, this is your wingers helping you out. Elias Lindholm's going to take the face-off on his strong side on the right wing. He's going against Monahan. But you need help from Arvidsson, Zaka.
Elias is 7-3 at the dot so far today. And puck is batted around in that circle and thrown to the net.
Yep, they had a chance.
Here's McAvoy to the center of the blue line. Fires to the far side. Zaka turned it on goal. Greaves has no idea where it is. Still loose in the slot. Came all the way through to the near circle. 24 seconds left. Geeky to McAvoy. Jumped away from him, but Pasternak got it. Down the far circle. Tried to get it to Lindholm. His shot directed up over the net. Sent back out in front by Pasternak. Still loose. They score! They score! Zaka again! We're tied at 3. 11 seconds to go. Bruins have come from 3 down in the third.
I don't know how the puck stayed out in the first place. They had some great opportunities, starting with the faceoff. They got possession and put that puck on net, and then it's just a free-for-all. Hanging in there, keeping the puck in the zone, and eventually they get the bounce that they need. Pasternak out in front. They don't allow Coyle to clear it, and this puck comes to Zaka. He's below the hash marks, point blank, and he's able to chip it home, blocker side on Greaves. Chip away, chip away.
Unbelievable. Zaka,
a little puck luck there, but they had to work for it.
His second straight 2-goal game, 3 points in all tonight, all here in the third period. 11 seconds remaining in regulation. And the crowd here in Columbus is stunned. Blue Jackets have control of the puck back into their own zone. They will take the point, make sure they get to overtime. And some boos rain down here at Nationwide Arena. And a group of Bruins fans behind the Boston bench celebrating. We're going to OT. Tied at 3 here in Columbus. We'll have it next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
The Bruins get it to overtime with 3 third-period goals, 2 of them by Pavel Zaka. The last one on a 6-on-4 power play with Jeremy Swayman on the bench. And so we go to 3-on-3 to decide this one. 2 teams battling to try and get into the playoffs, as right now the 2 wild cards in the East each get a point in the standings, which is big. A second point for either one of these teams would be even bigger.
I'm not very good at math. I'm trying to do that during the commercial break. But to my numbers, after the first period, so second and third period, the Bruins have outchanced Columbus 61-22.
In shot attempts. Wow.
Shot attempts.
That's unbelievable. The shots on goal in the last 2 periods were 24-10 in favor of Boston. So it's 3-on-3 for up to 5 minutes. Zaka, Husnudinov, and McAvoy will start it for the Bruins, who will be moving left to right. And Columbus gets first possession off a win of a face-off by Fantilli. Werenski gives back to him inside the Columbus zone. Fantilli will skate it towards center ice. Marchenko had started deep in his own zone, hadn't caught up to the play yet, so they cycle it back.
Yeah, Husnudinov marking him all the way up the ice.
Here's Werenski from the red line to the Boston Blue, to the right circle, driving to the front of the net.
Well,
Zaka held him off.
2-on-1. He knew he had
going ahead with McAvoy. gains the line. Hustendidov, top of the right circle. Hands off to Pasternak, who's just on. He turns with it near circle. He's going to carry back out toward the blue line, but stay in the zone. To the left circle. Shot gets blocked off Marchenko. Loose puck near side. And Werenski
overskated it.
He overskated it. McAvoy was hustling over and was going to have to potentially take him down. Fantilli couldn't get going. Now the Bruins trying to get going, and Pasternak couldn't find the handle at center ice.
It's kind of a comedy right now.
Minton's pass, kicked back toward the far side by Fantilli, who wheels it back toward Greaves. The goaltender comes out into the trapezoid to play it. 1:10 gone here in OT.
I think both teams frustrated with how they handled that last sequence.
Marchenko slowly makes his way into the Boston zone. Gives it to Coyle, who blows a tire. Marchenko has it and plays it back out to center with Provorov. Provorov goes all the way back behind the Columbus net to reset. Leaves it behind here for Sillinger, coming out across his own blue line. Cuts through neutral ice and across the Boston line, and a shot that got blocked. Second effort went wide, and here's Elias Lindholm clearing across for Hampus Lindholm in the neutral ice. Can't catch up to it in time. Provorov took it.
I was there for him. Again, overskating it.
Provorov back through center. Will leave it back in the neutral ice. John Monahan hands off for Sillinger, cutting toward the far side. Back into the middle. Left circle. Matejchuk a shot. Swayman makes the pad save. And Zadorov able to knock one free out into center. Stops at the red line. Deals it across to Zacha. Zacha pulls up just inside the Columbus line. Gets away from Sillinger. Over to Pasta for a one-timer. And that one wide will come back out to center ice.
Zadorov needs a change now.
Just about halfway through the 3-on-3. Zacha and Pasternak back in. Pasta right circle down toward the end boards. Runs into some trouble here against Matejchuk. Gets pinned against the wall. Zacha gets involved there with a stick.
You don't normally see these one-on-one battles in the corner during 3-on-3.
McAvoy hustling down into the far corner to keep it away from Monahan. Pasternak far circle. Under pressure from Marchenko. Able to slip away. Deals it off left side. Middlestat comes in behind the net. Around to the right wing side. Back up to McAvoy for a drive. Greaves made the save. Drops it back into play. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Marchenko pressured by Arvidsson in the Columbus zone. Werenski coming to the red line, to the Boston blue. Dances toward the right, gives it over there, and a shot by Fantilli. Swayman hangs on.
Yeah, Swayman has not had to do a ton, but he's had to make two good saves here in overtime. That was a nice save by Greaves as well, right on the one-timer by McAvoy. Both teams kind of comedy errors there, overskating pucks or hitting legs, trying to settle it down.
And now I think, yeah, Rick Bowness is going to use his timeout with 1:42 to go here in OT.
Well, he's got an offensive zone face-off. You want to make sure you get the three guys out there that you want, especially your best guy on the face-off circle. Even if he goes off after you get possession, it's about possession off of this face-off. I think he just wants to get a little rest for some of his top guys. I don't know if Werenski's come off the ice yet.
Yeah.
If he did, it was brief. I'd have him out there.
Yeah, why not?
And if you're the Bruins, you go with two defensemen here in the forward.
With
for defensive zone face-off, you can always make the change if you get possession.
And they're going to go with Zacha, Pasta, and Hampus Lindholm.
Okay.
So it will be Zacha and Fantilli for the face-off. Marchenko and Werenski.
I'd almost consider going with that two defensemen here.
Yeah, because you're going to have to pass the bench on your way to the offensive zone anyway, right? Face-off to the left of Jeremy Swayman.
They're allowing both guys to stay in. Pasternak jumped, and Fantilli went a little quick on that.
Off the draw. Pasternak gets in there, wins it, gets over to Zacha, and Zacha will peel back toward his own net. Hampus Lindholm in behind Jeremy Swayman now. Minute 32 to go in OT as Zaka brings up the right side, cuts into the middle, drops off for Pasternak, top of the right circle. Pasta drives to the net, goes between the legs. Zaka a chance of the rebound. Loose puck far side. Hampus Lindholm trying to keep away from Werenski. It'll come back into the Bruins zone. Hampus has Pasternak ahead of the Columbus line, but the bouncing puck just out of his reach. Pasta goes to the bench with 1:10 to go in overtime. Columbus with possession. Fantilli near the red line. Tried to leave it for Marchenko. Minton took it away. Minton across the Columbus line. Right circle. Here's Hampus Lindholm, a shot. Saved by Greaves. Rebound knocked away from Hustendinov. Lindholm settles it on the far circle from the corner.
Lindholm wanted to change, but he had to stay because that puck was right there.
He'll go off now with 43 seconds left. The puck back out in neutral ice. Hustendinov carries back in. Right circle. Drags it in front. And Greaves kicked out that right pad. Minton far side to McAvoy. McAvoy cuts to the left circle. Cuts toward the slot. Hands off to Minton for a shot. That one got blocked.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets are exhausted right now.
24 seconds still to go in OT. McAvoy will back outside the blue line. Hustendinov jumps off. Elias Lindholm replaces him. He's got the puck. Gets it to Pasternak just on. Here's McAvoy. 11 seconds to go. Turning with it to Pasternak up top. Pasta, high slot, shot. And Greaves closes the door. Has it covered with 5.2 to play.
Oh, you had a tired group out there for Columbus. They were chasing. They had no puck possession. Same group that was out there. They're exhausted going off the ice right now.
2.5 minutes for Marchenko. 2 minutes for Fantilli.
Well, part of that was the timeout and everything else, but still, you know, like, when you don't have possession, that's a lot of chasing.
Face off in the offensive zone here for Zaka with 5.2 seconds to go in overtime. Bruins have Zaka, Pasta, and Geeky, 3 forwards for this offensive zone face-off. Charlie Coyle, the former Bruin, matches against Zaka on the draw. Far circle to our right. Zaka wins it off the far wall. Geeky to Pasternak. Out near the left point. Shot tipped by Zaka. And Greaves made the save. Zaka nearly ended it with 0.2 to go.
He's already got one tip in goal. He's been great on the face-off circle. And he tipped that one down.
That was a hat trick bid for Pavel Zaka. 0.2 left on the clock.
They're making sure.
Yeah. They're going to put 0.4 of a second back on, so 0.6. Geeky and Zaka talk it over. Zaka stands in for the face-off. He'll try and shoot right off the drop here. Coyle trying to get down in front of it. And Coyle instead will win it, and we're going to a shootout. Well, for a team that was down 3 goals for most of this game,
it couldn't have gotten much worse than it did in the first period.
No.
They got way better in the second, didn't get any reward for it. And then credit them for sticking with it in the third to get back into this, and they were the better team at overtime. I mean, the shot attempts, the shots on goal, where the zone time has been, it's been all Boston for the last 45 minutes, most of it.
So
it's just too bad they didn't start on time.
Right. Bruins are 3-3 in the shootout this season. Of course, Jeremy Swayman memorably 9 for 9 in a victory over the Washington Capitals a few weeks ago. He has stopped 23 of the 25 shots that he has faced in going 3-2 in a shootout this year. Jet Greaves has stopped 9 out of 13 attempts and has a 3-1 record in the shootout. The Blue Jackets overall are 6-1 in 7
pretty good
shootouts.
numbers. Pretty good numbers for them. You're getting greedy now with the point. I get that. But no, I'm saying.
No, but you want it. Yeah.
The point is huge.
It's so huge
the
for
one,
both of these
the
teams.
one guaranteed point for both teams is huge. And now you get greedy.
Goaltenders switch ends once again. So Swayman down to our right, Greaves down to our left. Looks like Adam Fantilli will be first up here for the Blue Jackets. He has gone 1 for 7 in shootouts this season. Crowd comes to life as they get ready to start this one out. And Fantilli, the left-handed shot, picks up the puck at center ice. He'll start in from the right side, from the top of the right circle, cutting toward the middle, and trying to stick handle a little too much. Swayman swatted it away as it just came into the crease.
He lost the puck.
Yeah. So we'll see if the Bruins can grab the advantage. Fraser Minton, he won that shootout with the only goal in Washington. He'll go first here.
With a deke.
Yep. 1 out of 2 this season. Minton waiting for the go-ahead from the officials. And there it is. He starts from the middle of the blue line, cuts to the left wing circle, left-handed shot coming in front, scores! Didn't need to deke that time, just rips it. Bruins lead 1-0 after round 1.
He outweighted Greaves. You know, he comes in from the left side, left-hand shot, wait, and then he went top shelf, blocker side.
Kirill Marchenko, 2 assists in this game, will go next. He is 6 for 7 this year.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Marchenko is a right-handed shot, starts in from the left side, from the top of the circle, in between the circles, tried to go low, pad stopped by Swayman with the left pad.
6 for 8 now.
2 for 2 for Swayman. And now Casey Middlestat will go next for the Bruins with a chance to put it away if he can score.
Middlestat's been playing with so much confidence here lately.
He's 1 for 6 in shootouts this season. He'll start from the left. The left-handed shot coming in from the left circle to the dot, to the inside of the circle. Backhander, and Greaves tipped it wide.
Yeah, nice save by Greaves. Nice move by Middlestat. A little delay. And the last second, pull that puck to the backhand. Greaves stayed with him.
And it will be up to Charlie Coyle, the former Bruin.
Yeah, he likes that forehand deke. Come back to the forehand.
2 for 2 this season. He has to score for the Blue Jackets to extend it. Coyle, the right-handed shot from the top of the left circle coming in front. And he scores. Put it over the shoulder of... Scores! Bruins win it in a shootout! What a comeback! Victor Arvidsson puts it away! 4-3, Bruins win it!
Arvidsson with a couple of dekes here to finish this thing off. It's not just forehand, backhand. Went forehand, backhand, forehand before he went to the backhand to lift it up and over top of the blocker side. Confident move by Arvidsson to finish this thing off, and what a comeback.
Can you believe it? Bruins come from 3 down in the third period, score with the goaltender pulled to tie it with 11 seconds to go, and win it in a shootout. 4-3 the final here in Columbus. Huge celebration for Boston, a huge 2 points. And we will step aside, back with a recap in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety insurance will help you manage life storms.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics. 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Who provides expert consulting to guide your IT decisions? Who builds IT plans that align technology, growth, and strategy? Who delivers consulting services that turn today's needs into tomorrow's roadmap? Expert guidance, strategic IT planning, real outcomes. Access, security, trust. Intrasystems.com.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Arvidsson, the righty, will start in from the right side to the dot. Coming between the circles, goes the backhand and scores! Bruins win it in a shootout! What a comeback! Victor Arvidsson puts it away! 4-3, Bruins win it! Bruins with a 4-3 victory today over the Columbus Blue Jackets, joined downstairs by Victor Arvidsson, who had a huge hand in that win. Arvi, what were you guys talking about going into the third period down 3?
I don't know. I think we just talked about playing like we did in the second, and it's going to come. And I think we can't play like that in the first period. We shoot ourselves in the foot. And I think we came out in the second and played well, a lot better. And we just followed up in the third, and we were the more desperate team, I think.
Arvi, your line has just been so clutch for this team here over the last little while. I mean, you guys have been together. When you've been healthy, you've been together. Talk about what makes your line successful and what continues to make your line successful.
We want to get better every shift, every single time we go on the ice. We want to make something happen. So I think that's a big part of it. And we all work and just trying to do our best to help the team.
Game on your stick in the shootout. What's your thought process there? What did you want to do?
No, smaller goalie. But I tried to shoot last time and didn't work. So thinking about deking. So it worked out.
You guys got to be thrilled with the way that this weekend has finished off here, a 4-3 victory. I mean, going forward here, how big is this one?
No, huge. Just 8 games left, and we gotta get the job done now and just play like we did in the second and the third. We can't let that happen in the first and go down 3-0. So I think we gotta learn from that.
Well, congrats on a great comeback and a great win, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday.
Thanks, Arvi.
Thanks.
All right, thanks to Victor Arvidsson for joining us as the Bruins come from behind, 4-3 victory in the shootout. Pavel Zacha's goal, by the way, with 11 seconds to go to tie the game the fourth latest game-tying goal in the last 30 years for the Bruins here tonight as they overcome a 3-goal deficit. So, first period was not good at all.
They weren't ready to play.
No, and Columbus was certainly ready to play. The last 2 periods plus were a totally different story.
It was dominant. I mean, they didn't get rewarded in the second period, but they dominated the second and third period. They were a better team in overtime. Just look at shot attempts. If you're into that statistic, I mean, you know where the puck was the majority of the second and third period, and the Bruins just kept coming. We said, look, chip away at it. You don't have to get it back all at once. A lot of things had to happen their way, right? They didn't get rewarded in the second period, but they stuck with it in the third. You get 1 goal on a screen in front, and it was Arvidsson's screen. It was McAvoy's shot that squeaked through. You get the second goal on I'm going to call it what it is. It was a fortunate power play for the Bruins. It was a light call on Sillinger, and the Bruins take advantage of it. It's too many times the power plays let them down, and this time it didn't. And technically 2 power play goals, right? The goal by Zaga is a power play goal as well. It's 6 on 4 because you got Jenner in the box. So 2 power play goals and a power play that was really good for you early in the season. They made changes to the power play here for today's game, personnel-wise. It was a matter of time. Either the 5 guys that they had there had to start doing it, or you have to make changes personnel-wise. They made changes personnel-wise today. And you're going with the go-to guys, right? Zaka's line. So it's Zacha, it's Mittelstadt, it's Arvidsson, it's McAvoy, and, of course, Pasternak out there, on the power play. And they had 6 on 4. So, they possession off the face-off, battle. We talked about it, because there was a little timeout called there. You got to win a battle off the face-off to get possession. You should. You're outnumbering them 6 on 4. So you need possession off of that draw. They got it. And eventually, I don't know how the puck stayed out in the first place. I thought it should have gone in earlier, but eventually Zacha's able to chip one home. Just hard work, not allowing Columbus to clear the zone by outnumbering them and by outbattling. And that's just something that wasn't happening earlier in the game. Got better as the game went on, and finally they got rewarded for it. And then shootout, anything can happen, right? I mean, I liked their game in overtime. They gave up a couple chances in overtime, but they had more of the possession, I thought, in the extra session. And then to beat a team that's been successful at the shootout this year in Columbus and, overcome that. Swayman's been outstanding all year in the shootout. He gives up the goal to Coyle, but, the Bruins getting 2 and Arvidsson with the game-deciding one. But that's a good effort that they haven't come from behind many times this year.
No.
And as bad as they were in the first period, they were by far the better team in the second and third in overtime.
Yeah, by the way, Victor Arvidsson assisting on all 3 Bruins goals in that third period and gets the shootout decider.
We shouldn't discount the first period. It could have been 5-0 in the first period.
Easily.
Swayman.
Jeremy Swayman bailed them out a few times in that first period.
And made a save 2-on-1 in the second period, and just timely saves even after the game went to 3-0, stuck with it, and give them credit. That's it shouldn't be overlooked, his performance and the way that, and some of the saves he made in the first, just to keep the game close, somewhat close.
Yeah, this is only the second Bruins win when trailing after 2 periods this year. They were 1-20-1 in that department. So only the third time they've gotten points, and then the second time they've gotten 2 points with the win here today. 4-3 the final score. Service Credit Union and Charlie McAvoy have teamed up for the 73 Reasons campaign this season to donate $250,000, cover heart screens and cancer screens for police and firefighters, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout. Boston has 1,116 blocks and 2 shutouts, so Service Credit Union has donated $225,200. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73reasons. We'll be back to wrap this one up from Columbus next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here. And the snack spread from Big Y? Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition. Platters that get major play. And tossed pizzas for the whole team. And that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y. Nicely done.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Visit CCL's newly renovated kitchen showroom and get inspired as soon as you walk through the door. Explore the latest trends from the most reliable kitchen cabinet manufacturers in the industry. Check out dozens of color combinations and popular styles in our refreshed showroom in Abington. Visit us online at cclco.com or in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka fans celebrate surf and turf all year long. Pair a Surfside with turf from your favorite local bar or restaurant. Find a spot near you at drinksurfside.com/Surfside Surf and Turf. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka made with real vodka and zero bubbles. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
The winter snow is melting fast and causing basements to flood. Is your current sump pump in need of replacement? At Super Service Today, they specialize in dry basement solutions, including high-performance sump pumps, dual pump systems with battery backup and alarm, and even full interior drainage systems designed to keep water out of your home permanently. Day or night and always done right. Call Super Service today.
Get it done. Get it done right. Get it done right away. Call superservicetoday.com.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
The Shaws and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative sponsors our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate $100 to fight food insecurity. With 5 feeds tonight, that's another $500 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Bruins trailed this 3-0 after 20 minutes tonight. A scoreless second period, and then they ignited in the third period. Goals by McAvoy, Zacha, and Zacha. The last two on the power play. The last one with 11 seconds to go, and the goaltender pulled, and they tie the game, get it into overtime. It eventually ends up in a shootout, and they win it by the final score of 4-3, scoring twice in the shootout against Jet Greaves in 3 rounds. Jeremy Swayman stopped 2 out of 3. Time for our 3 stars of the night. A goal and an assist tonight for the Bruins. Charlie McAvoy is 3rd star. Arvidsson angles one across ice. Zacha gets it back to McAvoy just inside the blue line. Shot, scores! Arvidsson was in front. That puck finds its way through Greaves, and the Bruins with 13:31 to go are on the board.
Yeah, I think it's McAvoy.
It was, in fact, McAvoy. So that got things rolling in the third period. He's our 3rd star. Number 2 star. What a night for Victor Arvidsson. Arvidsson, the righty, will start in from the right side to the dot. Coming between the circles, goes the backhand and scores! Bruins win it in a shootout. What a comeback! Victor Arvidsson puts it away. 4-3, Bruins win it. Arvidsson assisting on all 3 goals in the third period and then gets the shootout game winner as well. But he would never have gotten that opportunity if not for our number 1 star. 2 goals again, back-to-back days, and an assist for Pavel Zacha. Geeky to McAvoy, jumped away from him, but Pasternak got it. Down the far circle. Tried to get it to Lindholm. His shot directed up over the net. Sent back out in front by Pasternak. Still is. They score! They score! Zacha again! We're tied at 3. 11 seconds to go. Bruins have come from 3 down in the third. Pavel Zacha's 2nd of the period and his 28th of the season. He is obliterating his career high this year, and the 3-point night gives him 59, which ties his career high as well. 28 goals and 31 assists for 59 points for Pavel Zacha, our 1st star of the night. As the Bruins, an improbable victory here on the road, 4-3 the final over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Boston now 42-24-8 through 74 games, 8 games remaining on the schedule. They have 92 points. The win tonight pushes them 2 points behind the Montreal Canadiens for third place in the Atlantic Division. That because Montreal got a 3-1 win over Carolina. So they're still 2 points behind Montreal, but they are now 6 points clear of Ottawa and Detroit, who are the first teams on the outside of the playoffs looking in, though both of those teams have a game in hand. They're 4 points ahead of these Columbus Blue Jackets, who are currently in the second wild card spot at 88 points. Next up for the Bruins, a trip back home, and they will take on the Dallas Stars coming up on Tuesday night. This schedule just does not relent. 7 o'clock face-off. Our pregame coverage gets things started across the network at 6:30. Now for our executive producer back in Waltham, Jeremy Connolly. Our engineer with us here in the booth, DR Railsback. And for Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Thanks for being with us for a memorable one, and good night from Columbus.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over! The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup!
And by Dairy Queen, Fearless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, The Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Bruins hockey is a presentation of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub. An Easily Media Group station.
Our cover shifts to Charlotte, where Grandy and Max wrap up the Celtics' 114-99 win over the Hornets.
Big on ham, and find other deals and rewards when you use the Shaw's deals and...
It's Dakota, the founder of Fantasy Spin. We built the most exciting way to play daily fantasy by combining virtual slots with fantasy sports. The Fantasy Spin app gives you what the industry is missing, something fun, fast, and easy to play. If you haven't had any luck on other sites, then give Fantasy Spin a try. This will be your favorite app on your phone. Download the Fantasy Spin app now and use promo code WIN. Must be 21 plus. Terms apply. Please visit Fantasy Spin for responsible gaming resources.
Star Market, proud to be local since 1860.
Brex is proud to be the official corporate card of the Boston Celtics. Brex helps over 30,000 companies spend smarter and move faster. Learn more at Brex.com. BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is adding extra excitement to every basket this year with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find anything from odds boost tokens, same-game parlay boost tokens, and unique rewards in your account to amplify your winnings. Log in to BetMGM all throughout the basketball season to see what's new. Hope is here. Call 1-800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Massachusetts only. In partnership with MGM Springfield. Play it smart from the start. Live chat at GameSenseMA.com.
Celtics by 13. Tatum up fakes the three on Bridges. There's the 6-minute mark. Tatum going to take the three. Tatum going to make the three. He's got 32. Timeout, Charles Lee.
He's back. Watch out, NBA. He's back. Jason Tatum is back.
An 11-4 Celtic spurt. And the Celtic fans wearing their green here at Uptown Charlotte tonight explode as Jason Tatum's best game of his comeback by a wide margin is unfolding in front of our eyes. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists without a turnover, a block, and a plus 15 for Jason Tatum tonight in 31 minutes. Welcome into Amica Postgame Live, presented by Amica Insurance. At Amica, they build a game plan with you in mind. Visit Amica.com today to learn more about their award-winning customer service. Celtics tonight, 23 assists, only 7 turnovers with each assist. Delta Dental donates $25 to the Tough School of Dental Medicine's Cares for Veterans program. Visit 98.5 the Sports Hub /veterans and see how they're connecting every veteran in need of oral health care in Boston to a dental home at no cost. We welcome those of you who listen to the Bruins come from a 3-0 deficit to get a big point in a shootout today in Columbus. Well, this was an even bigger night for the Boston Celtics, who not only had Jason Tatum, as you just heard with the highlight, have his best game Peyton Pritchard, who had 36 on Friday night against Atlanta, had 28 moving into the starting lineup tonight as the Celtics go to 8-1 now without Jaylen Brown. They didn't have Jaylen Brown or Derek White. This is very reminiscent. They didn't have those guys in the game. They didn't have Derek White in the game and Keita on a Sunday afternoon game in Cleveland early in the year. You didn't expect them to win. And this entire season, how many of the 50 wins that the Boston Celtics have piled up did you not expect them to win? And here they do it in Charlotte against the hottest team in the NBA in the calendar year. They get their 50th win, and they clinch their 12th consecutive trip to the playoffs.
Saying what, the way they're playing right now, nothing really could go by me when I think about what they're able to do. Winning basketball games without two key personnel who've been there all the while. What happens if all of a sudden you're healthy at the end of the year? What happens if you get Vooch back? I think their game management has been very good. What they've done, they've excelled with the guys coming off the bench. Joe Mazzulla's got contributions from everybody, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I tell you what, it's trending. As you like to say, it's trending in a very positive way.
The Celtics get their 50th win of the year. There are some complications with potential three-way ties, but the Celtics either tonight, they have done it by the time this night is over, or tomorrow they will actually clinch home court in the first round of the playoffs, having clinched the playoff spot tonight. It's been a year in which you said, how did these things happen? They happen when Baylor Shireman comes off the bench and scores 14 points and makes big plays, making big shots. It happens on a night where Jordan Walsh, who has not started a game since January 1st, gets the start, doesn't score, but has 7 rebounds, and it's a general nuisance on the defensive end, and suddenly one of the hottest offensive teams in the league. Charlotte Hornets couldn't make a shot for the first 2.5 quarters.
You defended them, and that's the thing about it. If you're able to defend the basketball, you ain't got to worry about shooting. Because if you defend well enough, you're going to get your opportunities to win.
All right, Cedric Maxwell on assignment tomorrow night in Atlanta. A special guest will be by my side. Tune in, 7 o'clock Monday night as the Celtics will take on the Atlanta Hawks, who they beat on Friday night as they continue their drive here down the stretch of the season. Now, a full 2-game lead on the New York Knicks. Could be 2.5 because the Knicks are playing right now in Oklahoma City. Celtics win this one by a final of 114-99. A crazy, super busy, eventful day. Where to begin, Jake Seymour? Where to begin?
Oh, I think a playoff berth is a good way to start, Randy. Celtics, 50 wins. Who would have thought that this Celtics team would get 50 wins? Maybe everyone in that locker room. But outside of that, 50 wins and what was going to be a gap year, as Jaylen Brown just put on Twitter, 50 wins and a gap year, and the Celtics are cruising to the playoffs. Celtics cruise to a 114-99 win over the Hornets, the first of a 4-game road trip. We'll have more post-game coverage coming up next on the BetMGM WROR Celtics Radio Network.
If you're in the trades putting in those long days, you deserve gear that can keep up. Brunt Workwear builds comfortable, durable work boots and apparel, hand in hand with real workers in the trades for the men and women who make this country run. That's why Brunt is proud to be an official partner of both the New England Patriots and the Gillette Stadium field crew, because the team that prepares the field for battle is just as important as the team on the field. Based out of North Reading, Brunt is finally giving workers the gear they deserve. Go to bruntworkwear.com and use code FELGER10 to save $10 off your first purchase with a risk-free trial.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound, shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection, so you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Wi-Fi starting at $19.95 per month. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
Ryan here from 128, home of Finish Strong Friday. We are proud to be local and independently owned since 1992. Visit us online at call128.com.
Hi, it's Jason Todd, VP of New England for Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. What makes Blue Sky unique compared to other restoration companies? At Blue Sky, we take care of everything from beginning to end, so we're the only call you need to make. So if your home or business experiences property damage from water, fire, mold, or storms, don't panic. With locations across the region, our team will be there in no time to get you back on your feet. Visit goblusky.com. Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
The Celtic fans who came out to Spectrum Center to see the Celtics' only appearance here in Charlotte, North Carolina this season, and they got to see a treat. not only Jason Tatum's best game in his return, but another milestone night for the gap year Boston Celtics, who will record their 50th win of the year and on the road against one of the NBA